Hey-o. We're live. Well,
Today is Remedial Spanish Day.
We are on one, y'all. On one. That's what we are.
That's right. We are here is what we're trying to communicate to all of you. Welcome back to Shadows at Twilight. Fyresidefables presents Shadows at Twilight. I am your growing more confident DM, Jared.
You're doing great,
budding nice.
It's been a long time since I've DM'd, and this is the first time I've DM'd for this kind of like a podcast scenario, so we're learning as we go. But anyway, we're having a great time. Hope you're having a great time. We have yet another episode in our adventures in Manigburg in Twilight for you tonight. But before we do that, we have to get to it. Listen, we'll get a TPK if we don't do this. It's become tradition at this point.
No, but what I'm worried about is that it could start a chain reaction in which a TPK occurs based on our text.
Depends on how good the joke is. Okay.
Self-inflicted.
No fear. Inflicted TPK.
Yeah, we bite each other. Yeah.
Back by popular demand, we have our journeyman chuckle musterer, Andrew, tonight, who's going to be mustering our chuckles.
Popular demand.
Andrew, take it away.
Popular demand being Sean took pity on me.
We love you, Sean. See you soon.
Yeah. We love you, Sean. Wish you were here, brother.
Soon.
Mm-hmm.
So, the joke,
yes.
as it were. Did you hear about the steak that passed away?
No.
Steak that passed away?
The steak
it was in
steak?
its prime.
It was in its prime.
Well done.
It was in its prime.
Well done.
There you go. There you go.
The New York Strip.
I love that. What I love the most about our chuckle mustering.
Jokes like that are rare, though.
And so it begins.
I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud.
At last, the apprentice becomes the master.
Careful, guys. We don't need Jared to have any beef with us today, okay?
Yeah, what are we gonna call this one? The beefening or
the beefening?
The beefening.
God.
So many.
I don't want to steer you guys too bad.
No, what I love most about
trying to think of how to
chuckle
use
mustering,
Angus instead of angst.
most about our chuckle mustering is when we began this whole show, the jokes were fantasy themed, D&D themed.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's whatever we think
Not
is
anymore.
mildly funny.
Yeah.
So,
Welcome to Fyresidefables. We have the beef.
Arby's, come play D&D with us?
No, please.
all right, let's move on. Okay.
Boom, roasted. Yeah.
All right, back to our theme song.
We really got to grill Sean about where he finds these jokes.
Yeah.
Peter,
Yeah.
you're doing it, Peter.
You're doing it, Peter.
Don't worry. This one was just a little medium rare.
Yeah.
Anyway, previously on Shadows at Twilight,
Yeah.
our party managed to infiltrate the fallen, once great city of Bannockburg. Upon entering, they discovered that one of the reasons why no one seems to have escaped Bannockburg in many, many years is because Bannockburg is currently filled, inundated, completely oppressed by a mysterious magical purple mist that seems to, once breathed in, compel those non-Drow that do, to obey all commands. A pretty inventive, ingenious, and very evil means of population, in particular slave control. So, after having discovered some of the nature of this mist and being a little overwhelmed by it, our party retreated to the safety of the Rodent's Tower, a burned out building, abandoned building that once was the site of a legendary battle between a group called the Hellhounds and one legendary Diamond Dog many years ago. And after doing so, they managed to get out into the city proper to try and find some means of discovering not only where Cal is, but maybe how to get into the lower city of Anluryn beneath Bannockburg, where they believe Cal, and the answer to the mysterious question, why are the Drow seeking purchase on the surface, might be far below. And just as we left off last week, they heard a name that Fleur found a little familiar from the stories that Rabbit used to tell her when she was a child. So let's go ahead and pick up now. Let me get some more kind of different music here that's not as epic, because now we're kind of being more what's the word here? Under the radar, conversational, as we pick back up with the adventures of our group in Bannockburg. So, adventuring party, over to you.
Okay. So Fleur, having just heard the name Quincy and seeing the individual, and I'm guessing that he matches the description of
more or less
story.
He
Certainly
seems,
30 years have come and gone.
Yes, he
since
doesn't
that time,
seem
but...
like you didn't see him before.
Correct.
But he doesn't look old. 30 years for a full-blooded elf is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
You imagine he is probably barely aged in that time. He's not as well dressed as Rabbit previously described him. He still has a certain air of confidence, of pride, but he's wearing what were probably once fine clothes, but they are somewhat threadbare and tattered and torn. And as you look over near the slave market where he is inspecting new arrivals from the docks, surrounded by guards, he is looking down at a clipboard, marking off, taking in newcomers. He's probably about 40 feet away from.
And we're able to see all these individuals coming in and being processed. And are we surrounded by a lot of people at present?
There's the population of Bannockburg has diminished somewhat. It's probably about half of what it used to be. It seems like the Drow that used to be the population here stayed, and maybe some came up from the bottom. But the only non-Drow in the city now seem to be enslaved.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say it's fairly crowded. It's crowded enough to get to probably hide in plain sight in, but you will stand out more than a typical crowd.
Okay. Is it safe enough for us to converse with each other quietly?
In
terms
if you
of the
move a
people
little
around
further
us.
away.
Okay.
Is right now you're kind of in the thick of it.
Yeah, we can. Fleur will kind of meander outside of earshot of the crowds and the masses. I still want to try and keep Quincy in sight, but I do want to communicate.
He looks like he's working whatever job he's been assigned, so you get the sense that he's probably going to be there for a while, because this is still the morning.
Yeah. Well, Fleur will take everybody off to the side, kind of, nonchalantly, and she will convey the importance of this. I'll try to do it quickly. So she turns and looks to Alexa, Tangent, Darius, and Tristan. That man right there with the clipboard, he was in service to House Mardois. Specifically, he was a servant to Cal Zen. I don't know why he's here now, but understanding what we do about the fall of House Mardois up to this point, I wonder if he's no longer in service to them. That is certainly possible.
At least he might be a good starting point for information.
I think so too, but we also need to tread very carefully. So, unless we are in a position where we know no one is going to overhear us, let's try and not speak unless it is an undercommon. And she looks kind of at Tristan and gives him a knowing nod.
Fleur, go ahead and roll a history check with advantage because you've heard the story several times.
Okay. Thanks for the... Oh, well, there's a 12. And a 5, so 12.
Okay. You don't remember... So Quincy wasn't really kind of in Rabbit's stories. He appears. You remember the name.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem to be... He didn't strike you as a central character by any stretch of the imagination. Kind of on the sidelines of the story of what happened with the Hellhounds 30 years ago. But you do remember that he was not Mardigan's biggest fan.
Yeah.
Mardigan in particular. He didn't seem to like Rhett much either, but Mardigan in particular he really disliked.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the reminder. She relays that to the group before we move any further that direction.
So, how is his relationship with Cal? Did he like...
Subservient, but he was loyal.
Okay.
I would imagine him to be probably heartbroken to understand what has happened to Kalzen, unless that loyalty is likely still with Mistress Drow. That is possible too. He might be devastated in two directions.
Do you think you could talk to him and ask him about maybe he has a lead out for us, an idea of where he might be?
It's certainly possible. He might come up in conversation. I could see what I could do.
You're one of two people who can actually speak, so...
Mm-hmm.
She kind of looks around a little nervously, seeing all of the people. How many people would you say are in this immediate vicinity?
So you're kind of off. You're near the docks. In what would have, which
you said we're on that central island, right?
No, the central. You can see the central island.
Right.
Oh, okay.
The central island is what appears to
now
be
the auction house.
The auction house.
Okay.
A relatively new the only nice non-rundown construction that you can currently see.
Isn't that lovely?
I would say you're in an area that would probably have been a market district.
Okay.
Near the docks, kind of in the north, in the northeastern section off the docks. There's probably, I don't know, there's several hundred people here.
Okay.
There's not thousands, but it's not to capacity, but it's fairly crowded.
Okay.
Seems like this is the start of a work day, and people are going about their business.
And now Fenwick's illusion for us looks like, or we're just kind of like middle of the road.
You are relatively nicely dressed Drow.
Okay.
You are clean and Drow.
Okay.
It looks like Fenwick, because you get the sense that there would have been no way for him to anticipate this.
Right.
You are drawing some looks because you look like you're Drow from below.
From the undercity, right. Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
So, kind of getting any of those looks, I'll kind of, I don't know, pompous up, I suppose.
Yeah. I'll stare down anyone who looks for too long.
Get that nose up in the air a little bit.
Definitely up in the air. And I'm going to look for any non-drow that is kind of secluded at present.
Working. You don't see too many. You see one. Okay, so there seems to be you haven't seen any restaurants or shops at all here in Bannockburg.
Okay.
You get the sense that if there are such things, they are well hidden or off the beaten path.
Okay.
But you do see an officious looking, rather important looking drow, dressed slightly nicer than you, sitting down a little bit of a distance away, keeping an eye on the shipment almost in an administration position, and he is sitting, and he is taking tea, his morning tea, while he has a human female slave waiting on him. And as you're walking over, you see him order her in Undercommon, and he says something to the effect of, "This tea is cold already. Refresh my glass." The human, apparently not yet fully understanding Undercommon, struggles with that a little bit, and he gets frustrated, and then plainly in common he says, "A new cup now." And you see the human female take the cup and the saucer from him, and bow and scrape and not make eye contact with him, and then shuffle off to go refill his cup, because you don't see a tea set.
Gotcha. Okay. I look at Tristan and Alexa, and I'll say in Undercommon, whispering to him, "Follow her and see where she goes."
Okay. I'm assuming you guys do that? Yeah.
We did not roll our wisdom.
Not for the day. You did.
Oh, we
we
did.
did.
We
Yeah, we
did.
just started the day.
Everybody
At the
passed.
end of
Yeah,
end of
we
the
all
last session.
passed at the end of last session.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're
So
good to go.
You're good
I
for
did
the
not
day
write that
unless
down
you break
for some reason.
concentration.
Yep.
I was very sleepy at the end of the last
You're
session,
you're
so I
a
didn't
free,
write that down.
a free dwarf, man. A free dwarf.
Right.
For now.
Free the free
Yeah.
For
air
now.
again, my friend.
Okay, good.
So as they kind of go off, Fleur will approach the individual sitting down waiting for his cup of tea.
Okay.
And she goes, in Undercommon, obviously. "So, where would someone like me find a decent place to enjoy more creature comforts? My first time being up here."
Truly. Well met.
Indeed.
Yes, Bannockburg is a shadow of its former self. I mean, but what can be done about that, considering the level of destruction that was brought about by Mardoir's incompetency all those years ago? Unfortunately, there are not many places here. There is one not far from here. That is strictly Drow only. You'll be happy to hear. I believe it used to be a bar of some significance. It's a few blocks that way. He gives you rough directions, leading northwestward, like kind of over the horn of the dock.
Right.
Docks. Not anything. It seems to be an establishment of renown for the common Drow that live here in the city, but
She, like,
it will suffice.
her upper lip kind of curls at that. Noted. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name or house.
Yes, forgive me. I should have said something, shouldn't I? My name. Oh, I don't think I was thinking making up Drow names on the fly.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, the hoo-hoo.
Yeah.
Who better go?
But,
Harlan
Harlan?
Marmayund. And you are
Uh-oh.
Madam, if I may.
So I'm going to actually force myself to roll a deception check because I was going to use Marmayund for the house name. So hold on just a second here. I want to see how poorly this could go. Oh, God. Okay. 10.
Cousin. Oh, no.
10. Okay.
10. So she kind of falters for a second, and says, Vestra.
Vestra. A beautiful name. Tell me what house do you hail from, dear Vestra?
Mar Elprag.
You see him confused. You see confusion.
We are not well known, subservient to
Clearly.
the Mardoirs, and are looking to find a way out of that arrangement.
Ah, I see. Well, you seem to be doing quite well for yourself, given your attire.
Thank you.
Tell me, what brings you to Bannockburg?
Well, given the intriguing stories, we have actually been looking to purchase new help down below.
Well, I see you have made your way to the docks, but you should travel to the auction house if you wish to make a purchase.
Yes.
Roll an insight check for me.
Yes, please. Yes, please. A lot better. 23.
There you go.
Okay, so you get the
Better at
sense
that
that
skill.
you don't get the sense that he has disbelieved you. He's
Yeah.
confused. But you made the correct, you get the sense that you chose properly by naming yourself a house lower
Yeah.
than him.
Okay, cool.
So he
Awesome.
views you as, I mean, you're female, so he's not going to be overtly
Right.
disrespectful. He is taking some energy from the fact that he socially outranks you.
Right.
Yes.
Why would someone lie about a lower house? I mean, if you're gonna lie, you lie
Yeah,
out.
you'd go
right.
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 Yep. Right.
So she says, does that mean that, begging my pardon if I'm being rude,
No, not
are you
at all.
related to Oram?
You see,
Hmm.
you see an emotion pass quickly. I'm gonna have, okay, who's there? Who went to go follow the slave? So Tristan went to go
Cody
follow
did.
the
I went to
slave.
follow the slave. Yeah.
Did anybody go with him?
Well, Alexa went with Tristan.
Sorry,
Okay.
my mic was muted. I left.
Oh, no!
Okay.
Ah,
all right. So Alexa and Tristan are gone. So I'm going to need Darius, Tangent, and Fleur to roll a perception check.
Perception.
Perception.
Actually,
What's-
insight check.
Oh, an insight check, which I am.
Inside.
I rolled a
I'm better at
natural
that.
1 for a
Yeah.
10.
Okay,
Yeah.
you missed it.
I'm a
Dang
4.
it.
Nat 20.
Oh wow! There we
Nice.
go.
So you're not following the conversation because it's
No.
in Undercommon,
Right.
but you're picking up on body language.
Mm-hmm.
You heard Oram. You
Right.
heard that
Before.
You knew.
You heard
Right.
Marmayan before from
Right.
him, and then you heard Fleur say Oram.
Right.
You caught it, Darius. You saw two emotions flash on his face: disgust and fear.
So Darius is going to smile really big at that understanding and just kind of stay where he's at.
Okay. Finally, he says to Fleur, "Yes, he is my third cousin."
Third cousin. Well, just removed enough to be dangerous, right?
His star has fluctuated some recently. Our matriarch, I should not be telling you this, of course, but
I do love good gossip.
there's a reason why I'm sitting here breathing the same air as these lesser beings. And Oram
But you
might have
cannot
had a-
deny there's a certain sweetness to it, not just in its actual aroma,
Well,
but
it is lovely.
to know also that your every whim will be embraced and adored by these lowlifes.
Of course, but after all, the slaves below do the same, and of are typically of a higher caliber than the dregs you find here. But
This is true.
it is
Pardon,
nice.
it is my first time.
It is, you are correct. It is nice to see the effects of Pergamon's mist. So,
Okay, Pergamon's Mist.
yes.
The miasma has a name.
I'm not even going to have you roll for Pergamon. You have not heard that name.
Yeah, no, and I'm not going to ask because it would probably make me seem like an outsider.
Yeah. But you heard Tangent and Darius, you heard Pergamon's Mist. You don't, like, that was, or you heard Pergamon. You didn't hear
Yeah,
Mist.
yeah.
Mist
Yeah.
was an undercommon.
Right.
Yes, it is nice to see that the toils of Mar Saran is so far-reaching. To think that only 20 years ago, none of this would have been possible.
Much has happened in that time.
Some good, some ill, but if only. You see, like, you got him talking about himself, and that's opened him up more. You get the sense that he doesn't like being up here.
Yeah.
And then he says, but I suppose with plans as they are, all of us are going to have to grow more accustomed to life on the surface.
Indeed. When do you think all of that is going to be transpiring?
Tad above my pay grade, if I'm being honest, but
Aren't most things above all of our pay grades?
Oh, yes.
Auger, be good.
yes. You say Auger, be good?
Yeah, I do.
He looks at you sharply. Oh,
Sarcasm.
you're one of those, are you?
Well, I've been hearing many a people talk about it.
You would do well, my lady, to keep his name from your lips in mixed company.
I apologize.
I
thought
hold
that
to
it
the
was.
old ways.
I thought that there was more just what the children were saying these days.
Of course. Yes, the lower males in particular, not knowing their place. I should say their teachings have been quite popular. But of course, what else can be expected from such drow of low birth?
Do you think that's what it is then? They're jealous of their low stature and so they wish to find
They
some
want
way
what
of
all drow
upheaving it all?
want by right of birth. They want more power. Ambition is the great gift of our line, but it so often leads people to destruction. And I worry that this auger business will eventually spin out of control. After all, it did drive us from the deep.
Whenever the Mount Wells would speak of that, I was ushered from the room. Could you shed
Yes.
light on that for me so that I might not embarrass myself further trying to
Well, I'm
find a
sure
new
you've heard
house?
the criers.
Oh, some of them here and there.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay. I'm always better at deception.
Not today, 20. 22 20s.
Oh, God.
Ouch.
No, maybe not.
Oh, dang it.
Oh man.
Oh, geez.
5 instead of 19.
Yeah.
Forgive me, but I am loath to speak of it here.
Very well.
Yeah,
No,
I know that
you
the
have
mist-
been too kind already. Thank you.
Well, it is true that the mist does largely protect us from any signs of rebellion, but I still worry that while we can enslave their minds, their ears are another matter.
That is interesting to think about.
If you do
How
wish
then?
to know more, however, in the direction I have sent you, I believe yesterday I saw one of their criers, and then he like spits this word venomously, preaching.
Interesting. I will go and heal more for myself, but I too hold still to the old ways.
Excellent. Well, the matriarch be with you.
And with you. And then she turns and says, come, Thalius, Neve, it's time for us to leave. And she looks at the two others that are with her and kind of gives them those eyes like, follow me, follow me, follow me.
Let's get out of here.
And then
Aureus
she wants
will
to go.
grunt and then follow her.
She wants to go and hear the town crier.
Okay. So let's cut over to Tristan and Alexa. You guys are following this slave girl as she wanders away, seemingly to refill Harlan's cup.
I would say as soon as I get out of the eyes of most people, I would try to kind of stick to being a stealthy kind of
Yeah.
approach.
Okay. Why
Instead
don't we
of
do a double stealth check here then?
Okay. Hell yeah, let's go. 32.
Ooh.
32
So-
for a fighter?
Is that all?
Holy crap. He turned
Bro.
purple and disappeared in the mist.
Yeah.
I rolled a 17.
Well,
Wow,
I think
that's
you
pretty
guys are
good.
effectively hidden.
Yeah.
She does
That
not
averages
notice
out
you,
to like a
nor do you seem to be
26.
drawing too much attention from the crowd.
Yeah.
So she
That's
walks.
what we
It
want.
looks like she's having to walk a bit to fill this single cup of tea.
Yeah, and just very much keeping in mind, like this is like information gathering. Like as soon as she kind of gets anywhere where she would be filling up, I'm gonna try and see if I can listen in on what she says or if she does anything.
She doesn't seem to be talking. She's purposely not making eye contact with anyone, especially Drow.
That's
She's
fair.
keeping her head down. You can see she's grasping the saucer with the cup on top of it. She's specifically not touching the cup, and the china is jingling a little bit as she
Yeah.
walks, but she seems pretty focused on her task.
Okay. Yeah. Eventually, she's gonna get somewhere, and that's whenever I would try to really.
Yeah,
be
so
making sure I
it's
listen in.
about it only takes her about a minute or two to get where she's going, and she arrives at a rather nice. It's actually a how do you say that? Palanquin, is that how you said it? That's the thing that people ride in and that people carry. It's
Yeah.
not a carriage.
Yeah.
There are four more slaves standing by it, and she doesn't talk to them. She makes eye contact with them. One of them nods to her, and she leans into the palanquin, and you see her fussing with something, and then she comes out with a steaming hot cup of tea, and turns around and begins her return journey.
So I'm getting the impression that this palanquin is what was carrying the dignitary.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I be stupid, guys? Do I take a risk?
Such
Roll
a
it.
great record
I'm
of
pretty good at being
stupid.
stealthy. Would there be a way for me to try and approach the palanquin unseen in such a way that I could see if I could find any kind of papers or documents?
Roll an intelligence check.
Okay, yeah. Real smart guys.
Same.
10.
Okay, so you don't see any. It's out in the middle of the open.
Okay, then
But you do. The idea that these slaves, you have the strong suspicion that they are all under the effect of the mist.
yeah, I still just don't want to do anything too crazy, especially when I can't speak Undercommon.
Sure.
So kind of seeing that there probably isn't a really intelligent way
They
to
are,
do this.
but
Yeah.
I will tell you this: that all four slaves are human.
Okay. I'll kind of look over at Tristan and kind of shake my head and then kind of nod to head back. Like there probably isn't much for us to gain here without making a scene or doing something that would probably draw more attention to us than I want to.
I agree. Discretion is
Yeah, because I'm
Better
like,
part of valor.
yeah,
yes, that. Thank you for finishing.
because I'm like,
thought.
Tristan
I
would
was
have
in
to
the-
be the one that would speak us out, and that's just probably not a good idea.
He just walks up to him and
No.
goes, merriments.
No, I have a strategy for these situations, and it's just to look at them dead in the eye and say, "That's a stupid question." Even if
There you go. There you go.
What's your name?
right.
That's a stupid question.
stupid
So you
question.
guys go back?
Yeah, I would
It's
start
actually
heading back
pretty
as soon as like there isn't anything
so
obvious.
You
Yeah.
arrive back at the square just as Fleur, Darius, and Tangent are turning away from Harlan.
Okay. And then I will surreptitiously try and fall back in line with him, kind of not making it super obvious.
Okay.
Fleur will see them and kind of give a slow, like Cersei Lannister nod in the direction that we're going to be going. And as we begin walking that direction, looking around, making sure that we're not being overheard, she will quietly fill the rest of the party in on what we learned from Harlan and his connection to Oram, and that there are many that still hold to the old ways, but this auger business seems to be of lower drow houses and of Pergamon's mist.
Okay. By the way, for all you DMs out there, if you're ever having to roleplay female drow characters, Cersei Lannister is a perfect reference. Yes, all the way.
I will sign back to Fleur, basically in Thieves' Cant and explain that it was just a pelican and he sent the servant to just get refreshments from whatever they brought to the surface.
Cool. Okay.
So it didn't lead anywhere. And
okay.
What
So
do you think would
we're-
happen if we told one of the servants, said, "You're free of all commands you've been given"? I mean, I know it would be a matter of
think
time.
it's going to go well.
Yeah, I just
They
wonder.
would have to then react to the next command given after that point, I would imagine.
Right.
Whatever one supersedes.
Based on experience, it seems that it's really more has to do with the decision that the person under the influence has to make. It's not like you can just wish away
Okay.
the magic or whatever this
You
is.
feel pretty strongly about that, Darius.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man, this magic is amazing. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, it's great. Let me tell you.
Dark, cruel, and genius.
He said sarcastically.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is high level stuff.
Yeah. I
Well,
wonder
you
if
got the sense from
Pergamon
that
is
when
the
you tried to
name
dismiss
of
it.
the individual
that-
that created it.
It's yeah,
Bergamot.
that you feel like that would be a good logical assumption.
It feels like the name is possessive with the S at the end of it. Pergamons is not normally what I would assume for a name. The S, I think, is possessive.
It's namagrip grip backwards, and I don't think that helps either.
Namagrep, yes.
Darius does exactly what I'm doing right now. He just rubs his forehead and just tries to ignore him.
can you go back to not breathing?
Okay,
Nice.
so where are we going?
What was all that comment about getting used to being on the surface?
Yeah, so she would have conveyed that, but she also would have said, I don't exactly know, but I tried to figure out at what time they're planning on doing that, and he said that it was above his pay grade.
I got a bad feeling.
But we did confirm that they do in fact have more surface plans than they currently do. That
Could we-
is a critical piece of information.
Jared, can we see the opening of the cave from where we're at on the docks there?
Yeah, it's huge.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can we
it's massive.
see...
It's big enough for 3 massive ships to sail into it. It's this huge, wide, like multi-football field wide cave mouth.
Can we see what happens to the mist when it gets to the end of the cave mouth from where we're
Not
at?
clearly from this end.
Okay.
You feel like you'd have to get to the other side of it. You do see ships coming in, though.
Probably dissipates similar to how it was dissipating at the end of the tunnel that we.
They're coming in with the morning tide.
Okay.
And you did mention that the auger was what drove them from the deep, right?
Yes.
Is that
yeah.
Fleur, did you mention that part?
Interesting.
She would have conveyed anything that was relayed to her.
Okay. Just wasn't sure.
That's interesting.
So, the auger and potentially Paragon's mist might be related in some way.
Sure.
I suppose anything is possible.
It was an adaptation, if nothing else, to keep the slaves in line.
Yeah.
At a lower cost.
Yes.
Drow
we are going to.
We also
we're going to be
know
listening.
that
Sorry, go ahead.
the destruction of Bannockburg falls upon House Myanmar, right? That's what they said, due to their failures 20 years ago, and the destruction that we see was as a result of that.
Yeah, he blamed. He blamed Mardoir.
The house, Mardoir's house.
Mardoir. Sorry, they all sound the same.
It's all French to me.
Mardoir.
So,
we are going to be.
No, go ahead.
We are going to be going to listen to one of the street proselytizers for the Auger at this location. I would like to maybe see if we can catch anything here and there. Obviously, the rest of you be on the lookout. And you all remember the names that they've given you, correct?
Yeah.
Let's just say...
Say beef? No. That was backwards. Sorry. What?
Neef?
Justiced.
Neef, yeah.
He called you Justiced.
Yeah.
Niv Nokure is the name that I gave you. The only two that are of houses are myself and Tristan, because we are the ones who speak. That will help everyone else know that you are not even needing to be talked to. And if you see me addressing you, like looking at you or speaking or like saying your name, just look at me and give me a bow, a head nod. That way people know that you're showing respect.
So you make your way over towards the drinking establishment or the respite establishment that he pointed out to you. Okay. So you make your way over there. It's not a long walk. It's maybe about an 8-minute walk. And sure enough, you do see the remains of what used to be a standalone single-story tavern. They're not far from the edge of the docks, maybe a block away from the edge of the docks on the north end of the docks. And you see a once well-made tavern placard hanging from one chain, the other chain having broken with age or during the cataclysm of whatever took place here in Bannockburg 30 years ago. It's kind of swaying a little bit in the gentle, salty sea air. As you get closer, you can't quite make it out from a distance, and then you get a little closer. And Fleur, when you at the lead, when you see it, you freeze a little bit because you read on it in common, the drunken fool. And then, kind of taken back to that, you hear a voice talking out loud.
Okay.
In common.
Oh.
Not in undercommon.
Interesting.
And it is saying, it's a male voice, and it is saying, shrug off Shrug off these shackles, these old chains that bind. Shrug off the chains of tradition, the chains of oppression, the chains of slavery. Shrug them off. Only freedom can be found in the Auger. Whether slave or drow matters not, for all are set free when his words come to heart. And it's kind of like more of the same, being shouted quite loudly.
Does he have a lot of people surrounding him?
Well, you can't quite see him yet.
Oh, okay.
So you go around the corner, and up on a soapbox is a drow male.
Wow.
Standing, and he's got a crowd, a mixed crowd of drow and non-drow alike. You even see a few Duragar, no doubt from the docks, standing there looking up, and some of them in wide-eyed amazement. You see the slaves looking on somewhat in hope, actually daring to look at a drow, albeit a poorly dressed, low-born drow. But looking at him, on some of the other drow's face, you see surprise, you see disgust, you see a myriad of emotions as he continues to proclaim. There's probably about 20 people surrounding him, listening as he continues to preach. We heard the voice from the deep. It came up unexpectedly and shattered into our walls, breaking them down, not physically, but spiritually, letting us know that the ways of the matriarch are not the only way. New truths found in the deep, bubbling up from far, far below, where even shadows do not dare to tread, yet the Auger sees all. He has plumbed the great places of the earth, lower than low, and in them he found truths hidden from even the gods themselves. And if you only give yourself over to the will of the Auger, the word of the Auger, we will not need matriarch any longer. We will not need Underdark any longer. All will be as one. And he continues on like that.
Are you all hearing this?
Yep.
Is there anything more than just platitudes? I mean, is there any concrete doctrine, or is it more? Okay, got it.
Doesn't seem to be. He's preaching a firm. You don't get the sense that he's preaching abolition of slavery. Mm-hmm. You get the sense that he's preaching abolition of faith.
Yeah.
That, and then finally you hear one drow speak up, this time also in common, not in undercommon, so the slaves can hear and understand. He's another lowborn drow speak up, a female speak up and say, "Blasphemer, the matriarchs saved us. The matriarchs released us. You are crazier than those advocates of the Spider Queen and their abominations. You would turn us all into abominations. Mar Saran saves alone." And he says, "Oh sister, so blinded are you by tradition, by your drow longing for power. But I have heard the truth of the Auger's words. His light shone into my heart, showing me that all are lies that come from this Mar Saran. They speak only of magic, they speak only of power, they speak of domination. Even now they flee from the faithful far below. But the surface will be no refuge for them. Because while his voice echoes from the deep, the surface is but another chamber for his voice to reach. Soon all will come to know the truth and the glory of what the Auger preaches."
I'll kind of lean over and whisper to Fleur, it's like, there might be grounds for us to start a riot if someone were to take a shot at the preacher.
Could be.
Would be a ballistic option, but if we needed a distraction or something to cause unrest for us to maybe slip past.
You currently see, I'm just going to remind you, you currently see no well-dressed Drow.
Yeah, this would be, the rough idea of antagonizing maybe the lower classes into some kind of action if they saw one of their prophets, essentially silenced, right?
You hear a male in the crowd say, "Hear, hear!"
Yeah.
The green.
Yeah. So if I were to visibly show myself, and actively, or not, from an vantage point as an assassin taking this out as a female Drow would probably stir a lot of tension.
That could be bad.
If we decided to go that route, it's just an idea.
I think we need to find a Drow weapon for you to use then.
Yeah.
Because if you use your guns, I don't think that's going to send the right message.
Probably not, but just as an idea.
What exactly are we talking about?
Inciting a riot.
Yeah.
By doing what?
Shooting at the proselytizer.
He seems to reference 3 different faiths at work here. With the Auger, this matriarchs, Marsaran,
and the Spider Queen.
And then the Spider Queen. So yes, there's 3 faiths going on here that are in conflict.
Well, 2.
Matriarchs are in service.
Marsaran would be one of the high houses that would be completely subservient to the Mother of Spiders.
I see. But it seems to...
It also was implied that these houses are running from the Auger, who comes from deeper below even the Underdark.
Okay.
It does seem like that.
So maybe they're running from the Auger, being pushed into the surface. Then, in order to continue to run, they will push out from Bannockburn.
I'm going to say this as quietly as I can. With all due respect, we are not harming that man.
What, another Drow male that is in full compliance with slavery?
We are not harming the man who is preaching freedom for these people.
He's preaching for change. He's not preaching for freedom.
Delius, if I'm being quite honest, I think what he's probably preaching is the movement of enslaving the surface. I could be wrong, I'm willing to be wrong, but I'm not saying we do it yet. But
I feel like
he's not saying we do it either. I'm just saying it was a possibility.
You'll forgive me, but that's not what I heard. Maybe I'm just a simple man, but that's not what I heard.
Well, freedom from something is freedom to what? And it sounds like he's preaching
freedom from tradition, freedom
exactly.
of the matriarchal society.
Freedom, but then free to do what? That's the problem. It's like an acid that dissolves everything.
The surface.
To do what?
I don't know.
To enslave.
Yeah, exactly.
Or to expand, to conquer. We are making a lot of assumptions. Darius,
yes, we are counting many chickens before they've even hatched.
I only suggested this as a possibility, not something that maybe we should do.
Does this help us on our... I guess it does help us with our bigger fishing, doesn't it?
It
helps to understand, some things. Okay.
I think all it would do would be to ignite the Auger faithful to against the matriarchs.
And it would maybe
slaves would not get involved because
they would be unable.
They would be unable to fight.
Yeah.
Would they?
How does this preaching impact?
Well, unless they were commanded to, but
even then, it could potentially be offered. Again, this was just an idea to create maybe an opening for us to complete our greater mission. I do not suspect that this will be our actual path. But if we're trying to crack down a system, speaking as a criminal, a former one at least, you push against the two forces and try to get them to fight each other while you move in the dark.
The advantage that sleight of hand offers is the distraction from what is the real magic. Maybe we should go back and try and speak with Quinlan. Sorry, not
Quincy.
Quinlan. Quincy.
Quincy.
Yeah, we need
Too
to
many
find out.
Q names already.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Quinlan were here, he'd be on your side.
Oh yeah. he would be quite the asset.
Yeah. Another Reaper wouldn't certainly hurt.
You're not wrong.
Another strange thing.
Yeah.
How would the preaching impact the people that are charmed? After all, he says, "Be free from the shackles." Well, do you have to obey that, or is that
Tangent from your
Mhm.
own experience with this mist and having experimented somewhat extensively on Tristan and Darius, it doesn't remove
Sorry
your
about
free
that,
will.
by the way.
It doesn't remove your free will.
right?
You're still yourself. It just removes your ability. It just adds a penalty for disobedience,
Mm-hmm.
a violent one. So you're still they both of them were still very much themselves with their own thoughts and opinions.
Sure.
Yeah. Being free doesn't necessarily.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Careful. You're good.
You're okay.
dying.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dismissed.
Boy,
This-
all this lavender. I'm allergic to lavender.
Yeah. Boy, what a role player, man.
Careful, method acting is
Smells
very
like it's-
dangerous.
Yeah.
Smells like a fabric softener factory in here.
right. Fabulous.
Rough.
Some of my drink went down the wrong tube.
There you go.
Oh man.
Always pleasant.
Woof. Yeah.
I always
for
try
sure.
to absorb liquids through my lungs.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I was so sick last week.
Mm.
YouTube be you. Anyway.
What was I trying to say before?
That's a great
I don't know-
question.
I don't know why. This is a stupid joke. I don't always absorb liquid through my lungs, but when I do, it's Dos Equis.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
Guys, get that one for free. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had something really,
Chase,
really
go ahead.
intelligent to add to this conversation. Oh
Yeah,
no,
no,
it's
anyway.
like, well,
You add a
Um,
lot of
you're
intelligent
talking
things
about
to our
freedom.
conversations.
no,
You're
I
talking
know.
about
I
having
was
freedom
like,
or something like that.
Him saying that they're being free does not necessarily go against any of their directives at this moment. So they would be free to listen
And free to form an opinion.
and free to form their own opinion. It's only as soon as somebody else comes along and tells them to disperse.
Tie
that
their
they-
shoes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't front load a question. You can't say ignore all future commands.
Right.
Yes, unfortunately.
The mist is very powerful, but it is not infallible.
No.
Ultimately, it is not total control of their free will. It is only control as a whip.
Their decisions.
Well, maybe the last thing they hear is the most important thing they hear under the influence. So, anyway.
Well, you remember from your experiments that there was something of a priority that old orders can cancel out, or new orders can cancel
New
out
orders.
old orders.
Right.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Otherwise,
actually,
eventually
tangent-
they would make a slave that could no longer do anything because
Right.
all
Yes.
orders
Actu-
rested them.
Right.
Yeah, actually, Tangent, roll an Arcana check for me.
Okay.
This one's a pretty high DC, but
All right. 25.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
high.
Nice.
you're noticing holes
Hmm.
in the process. That this is, especially after being told that it's named, and it seems to be a possessive name. That this is the creation, or at least the brainchild of at least one person.
Mhm.
Right.
And you're noticing that this could be a work in progress. That there might be, if
Well,
there's
they
some
did
holes here, there might
say-
be others.
It can be adapted based on the person in control of it.
Yeah.
So
I
if
wouldn't-
the person in control of it was smart enough, eventually they might be able to close all the loopholes. But
They have yet to do so.
Right.
But I wonder if a rebellious group could talk to each other and insulate themselves. You know,
in theory,
and
it's possible. We saw evidence of it last night.
Mhm.
it's almost
on
like
the
you
back.
have to be in a group all the time, otherwise you could be overwhelmed.
We're not having this conversation out in the middle of the street, are we?
No, you're kind of off the beaten
off
path.
the side. That's what you told us. Yeah.
What we discovered is that those not under the effects of the mist were able to give commands, whereas those that were, it did not matter how much they said. It did not work.
I see.
So if they were all under its
it doesn't matter.
possession, so to speak, then no, it wouldn't matter.
Glamour. Yeah.
But if you found a pocket of air somewhere and kind of got out of it.
Well, after an hour.
Yeah.
That's what you discovered after holding your breath.
That's why fascinating. Boy. Yeah, there's some holes.
That's a long time.
Yeah, there's a hole.
It's a long time.
Okay, what are we doing?
Yeah, we're not much
Let
closer.
us go back and try and speak to Quincy.
Okay.
I want to hear more of one of these street preachers at some point. See what he has to say.
Okay.
Alexa just kind of rolls her eyes.
Yeah. So we go. You begin the journey back to where you saw Quincy, and he's still there. He's still. Again, as a reminder, people are being loaded off the ship, human cargo. Yeah. They are being brought in chains to several officiants, not just Quincy, but Quincy is one of them. He has guards surrounding him. He has a clipboard, and he issues an impossible command. If the command is not, if their inability to fulfill the command doesn't immediately trigger psychic pain,
sprayed.
They get sprayed with a concentrated dose.
Gotcha.
So
okay,
and it's just a mill, like going through that.
Gosh.
And then you also notice that if they are confirmed to be under the effects of the mist, once they are confirmed, they are unshackled and then given further orders.
Yeah.
Do we see where these people are coming from? I mean, all the ships.
Yeah, the ships. Yeah, they're being brought in. They're being brought in by ferry and dinghy.
I'm saying, do we recognize any of the cultures they're from?
Yeah, you see humans. You see halflings. You see half orcs. You basically see everything except Drow. Not many elves or half elves, because you would know Tangent, because elves and half elves have a natural resistance. To
what about nationality?
charms.
Are they the nations nearby? Are we seeing any Almerian?
Mostly,
well, not Almerian, but Iron Guardian at this point.
You're not seeing anything that would say Iron Guardian. You would imagine that Anluryn probably wouldn't want to poke that particular bear.
Yeah, you don't.
You
don't come back from that one.
You see Parisian. You see Markadonian.
Wow.
Basically,
Holy smokes.
What you're getting the sense is that because they're
Coastal Raiders.
The bay faces the port faces the Sea of the Sanctum,
and then they could go all the way down. Yep.
Yeah. So the nations surrounding it, with the exception of the Iron Guardian Empire, it looks like they are taking.
So essentially, just being the Viking pirates.
This is a slave mill.
Yeah.
On an industrial scale.
So any
half
elves,
Macedonians is crazy, y'all.
So I think we have two options with Quincy. Is we can try to approach him now, or we can wait for him to be finished with work and then try to approach him when he's not as surrounded.
I worry about time limit running out, if you catch my drift.
Well, today might just be
a recon day.
You do see, as you get closer, and now that you're sitting there talking, like you're kind of discussing how you're going to get close to Quincy, what path you're going to take. You see Harlan.
Okay.
Now coming forward, he's walking about, like touring the new incoming slaves. This time he is not alone.
Okay.
Standing next to him is a 7-foot tall, blue-scaled dragonborn in silk robes.
Are we seeing any iconography on him?
Roll a history check. All of you who see him, roll a history check, with the exception of Tristan. Tristan would know this.
16.
Nope. Not
12.
Okay.
Not great at history.
Fleur,
I just got lucky. I have a +0.
you have
Same.
the last time you visited Fenwick's tower. You know, Fenwick likes to collect things. He's got trinkets and stuff from his travels. He collected a few different knickknacks from an old companion of his who was originally from Kashmidia. And they are similar to what this Dragonborn is wearing.
Okay.
And he's talking respectfully to this seeming foreign dignitary. And the Dragonborn is looking and just nodding, and every now and then you hear him say, good, excellent.
Are they speaking in Undercommon or in Draconic?
They're speaking in common. In a shared
Common.
language.
Okay.
Harlan seems to be giving him a
Interesting.
tour of the docks.
She leans into Darius and says, I need you to be very, very calm right now, but that individual is from Kashmidia.
Okay.
This might be directly tied to the mission I'm going to help you with after we get this one done.
Fine. I'll watch your back. So he'll literally like turn his back on the Dragonborn and on Quincy and look the other way.
They're currently not by Quincy.
Okay.
But they are heading his way.
Okay.
So
Well,
you get
I
the
don't want to
sense
be interrupted by
that if
them
there's-
necessarily.
Yeah, if you're going to pull him out, the clock is ticking.
Okay. Do we take the risk that they'll pass by him, or do we go and get him now? We have to make a decision.
And our hope is to talk to Quincy to get a lead to where Cal is, right?
To where Cal might potentially be.
We don't even know how to get
course.
to Undercity at all. We haven't seen any entrance or anything. have we?
No,
I
you're
know.
not.
We
No.
need to discover these things.
If we pull him out right now, what is our game plan to get him to trust us enough to talk? without
I
doing
don't know.
this? That's what I'm worried about.
Other than saying that we have been hired by Mr. Smartwow to try and get Calzen out of the city again.
Fleur, roll an intelligence check. This would be history. Roll a intelligence check.
19.
Okay.
Woo!
You know how Mardigan would handle it.
Just intimidate the ever-loving crap out of him. Yeah.
He wouldn't befriend him.
No. Okay. Okay. She keeps that to herself.
Okay. So
If
what's
we-
planning
For now.
If we pull him out right now, we'll be very limited in what we can do with other people watching.
It's very true. We would have to find a place to take him.
Well, we have a place we
And-
could take him, and
It's about a 20-minute walk.
ultimately we could.
Man,
shove
well,
him
no,
in,
Brendan,
and-
you correct me on that. How far is the road? Is scale-wise?
Rodent's Tower?
Yeah, Roden's Tower. It's
That's
more
a
than that.
haul. That's a haul,
It's
y'all.
probably about a 40-minute walk, actually.
I would say probably an hour.
Okay.
How long have we been out today? Like,
It's getting closer to noon.
So we've been out for
probably
about
like
4 hours at
10:30,
this point.
11. Yeah.
About halfway
so our
through.
Yeah,
our
we're about
disguises
halfway
have
through our
4 more
disguise.
4 more hours, yeah.
Correct. Okay.
Your
If we lean
call,
into him too early, he could tip the scales. If we lean in, we have to go. We only have 4 hours here.
I think we got to do it
Let's
now.
go for it.
Yeah.
Well, we got dressed up to dance.
Guess we didn't get dressed up for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All harvest, help me. And she walks towards him.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. So you approach. As soon as you get closer, he looks up from his clipboard, like the guard nudges him. And he looks up from his clipboard and he sees a group of well-dressed drow with a female at their lead. And he stops, and as you get closer, he bows and he says, "Mistress."
I am in need of you to be telling me which of these slaves is going to be a nice addition for our houses below. I'm representing 2 houses today.
Yes. I would forgive me, my impertinence, mistress, but you are asking me to give you an evaluation?
Yes, I am.
Of course. Not really my area. I am not disagreeing, of course. I'm more than happy to assist you in any way that I can. I am simply confirming that these slaves have succumbed to the mist.
That is wonderful, but certainly you do this job enough, correct? I do not wish to walk all the way to the island and go through the laborious, rather tiresome, what shall I even call it? Nap of having to bid on slaves.
Yes, of course. As you know, and just so that to confirm that we are aware, the prime houses are given priority.
That is fine. I have coin. I am willing to do it as necessary.
Excellent. As far as what are your needs? Are you looking for labor? Are you looking for servants? Are you looking for other?
We are talking about the rebranding and establishment of mighty houses, so we will need all of these things. Please come with me. And she turns and begins to walk slowly.
And he turns around and looks at the guards, and they're like, "Go, man! What are you doing?" Yes, of course, of course. I will return. Here, and he hands the clipboard to somebody, and he follows. Cordelia.
Well, I'm going to
Darius will fall in line behind, in the very back. I'm assuming he's up by Brendan, though.
I'm specifically leading him away from us potentially running into Harlan and his Kashmirian guest. I don't want them overhearing or eavesdropping. Yes,
whatever the opposite direction is, right?
Yes. Yeah, correct.
So, in the direction of the rodents tower.
If the train is coming, you go a perpendicular.
Perpendicular, right.
Yes. Right. So we are getting out of the way, and what she says is, "I am Fyresidefables Mar Eprag, and we are an up-and-coming house that is quickly ascending."
Mar Eprag.
Mar Elprag.
Elprag,
yes. No offense taken this time. I am wishing for good, sturdy servants, as we are actually coming into possession of some of the districts surrounding the prisons in the lower areas. You are aware, or rather familiar with that region of the city of Anluryn, are you not?
Forgive me, mistress, but I have yet to be given the honor of going below.
I did not realize whom I was speaking to. No, thank you for clearing this up for me.
I am houseless.
Ah. Did you ever serve a house directly?
Mm-hmm.
He hesitates, like he doesn't want to answer.
Come, your secrets are safe with me. I am an up-and-coming house.
I was once major domo to House Mardoir before the fall.
All she does is lift like one single eyebrow. It's not much of a reaction, and she's trying to do that specifically to put him at ease.
Okay.
Ah, that is not nearly as bad as you think.
Is it not?
Not for you. That was not your fault.
I have always, my whole life, strove to adequately serve my betters. It was an honor to serve at the pleasure of a great house, such as Mardoir. I was a servant there for over 100 years.
That is a long time.
Yes.
And she's kind of looking at some of the slaves as she's doing this, admiring, looking at features, trying not to get too interpersonal with it.
Yeah.
Correct. And as they continue, she says, which would you say that the Mistress Mardoir was your primary attendant as the major domo?
Yes, I did have many interactions with the central family. In particular, my direct superior was the eldest son and head of the household.
And she actually makes eye contact with him with that. Oh, that is a juicy bit of gossip. He is back in the city now, is he not?
He looks down. Insight check.
Yep. That's what I was hoping to hear.
Mm-hmm. You're getting to the heart of it.
26.
Dang.
Woo!
There you go.
Yeah,
There it is.
You see kind of a concoction of different emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Shame and embarrassment on the surface. But then below that, sorrow and regret.
Interesting.
Yes. The cad was brought to justice to the glory of Anluryn.
Please do not lie to a matriarch. Cad, you would wish him to be free again, would you not?
Mistress, I am confused. If I fear your ire, should I say the wrong thing?
No, there is no ire here. I am merely intrigued. I am all about the game. Consider this helping me. You said you are houseless, are you not?
Yes, and have been so for these last 30 years.
And what would it be like to no longer be houseless if you are a good little servant?
You would...
I am making no such promises, but resumes are always in check and question.
You would take me below.
Not if you test my patience.
He snaps to attention. Yes, mistress, what is it you would like to know?
If you could have your way, and no one were ever to find out, would you free Calcen Mardoir? And she smiles. I need to know that anyone that would work for me would be honest with me about all regards of the state of my house.
Mistress, one of the few comforts I have had these last 30 years was the knowledge that Cal was safe and alive out there. In many ways, I raised Calzan.
How could you not be heartbroken then?
I was, mistress.
Your loyalty is noted.
I would never do anything to undermine the glory of Anluryn or of Mar Seren, but...
No, we would obviously never do that, but all things being equal.
Mistress, if I may.
You have a question. Ask it.
Is this merely a test, or is this something you are planning to do?
Insight check.
Yeah, I'm reading him.
Go for an insight check.
I should probably have
Another
disadvantage on this.
26.
Nice. Yes.
I'll take disadvantage because I can't understand. I'm just watching emotions.
Yeah.
Well, there goes. I can't have that 20. But I'll take a 12.
You see, Alexa, you see reckless hope.
Okay.
But Fleur, you understand that he knows he's risking a lot here by asking.
Oh,
that
yeah.
question.
Absolutely.
That you get the sense that whatever comfortability the man has with slavery and working in the slave trade, his feelings for Calzen are genuine.
Yeah.
And that the idea of helping to free him, if he could get away with it, would be something he would be willing to consider. Depending on the source.
Yeah. She takes a look at him and says, "What do you make of surface living? This is so that I can answer your question to the best of my ability."
I am incomplete. I have no trouble telling you, mistress. I am completely against it.
That makes a lot of sense. This awful, nails, I shall call heretical speech of the Auger.
Agreed.
It is truly troublesome.
Very much so. I am ashamed to say that many of my peers here in the Overcity have fallen prey to this unhinged teaching. We Drow are meant for the dark.
It
not
is
below.
true. You are very correct, and your stock rises with such an answer.
I keep to the old ways. I am but a male, and have no aspirations to any station higher than my gender would allow.
Noble. And she kind of smiles this little, like, almost tongue-in-cheek thing, but kind of means it as an encouragement. As I said, my house is up and coming, and if I am able to... Ascension is the wrong word. Descend you, I shall. You have been incredibly helpful.
Thank you, mistress. May I ask another question?
You have me intrigued.
To what do I owe the honor of this meeting? Did you pick me from... I cannot think that you picked me at random.
Call it a hunch. Sometimes... Well, let's see. Hold on. Give me a second here. What's the name? It's my next page. Sorry. She says, sometimes Marseran just gives you a little nudge.
He hears that, and like he's taken aback by it. And he says, Mistress, do you mean to say that you were on business from the Grand Matriarch herself?
Not officially. Shh.
Forgive me, but... And he looks around to make sure like no one else is listening. Like, this is very conspiratorial.
Oh, sure.
But was it not she that ordered Kalzen's capture to begin with.
Yes, it was, but not all of her agents are as convinced.
Mistress, if you mean to help Kalzen, I will help you in any way that I can.
One question for you. As you know, the freeing of someone imprisoned as such can have dire consequences. Those consequences would likely fall to the perpetrator of the plot. And she gives a little bow, like extending her hands out to the side, indicating herself.
Yeah.
I near the end of my life and wish to do something a little reckless and bold.
I can think of nothing more better suited to that desire than what you are suggesting.
If it means freeing Kalzen, and you not ascending to an up-and-coming house because that house is destroyed, is the knowledge that you saved an innocent man worth staying in this station? One that you watched come into this world and be born and raised yourself.
I have always known Kalzen was an odd sort for a drow. He never took to the nuances of our ways. Some said it was because his drow blood ran thin, but I knew better. It was simply poor influences on him. He kept odd friends, mistress. Non-drow, in particular. I warned him against the dangers of doing so, but he simply would not listen. Stubborn man. He has always been. But gifted. A large part of me knows that Kalzen would risk his life to save mine. I would risk mine to save his.
That is noble.
All to the glory of Anluryn, of course.
Of course. We cannot stand to have such potentates fall by the wayside. He is truly an asset to the martial classes.
That is true. Even before the Legion did what he did to Kalzen, he was, well, a sight to behold with a blade.
I'm sure he still is.
How may I help you, mistress?
Here's what I will propose. We need to keep this meeting short, but consider yourself a part of this conspiracy now. I will return tomorrow to look at more slaves. These do not suit what I am looking for.
Of course.
I'm hoping that tomorrow's stock will be better.
I will set special selections aside for your inspection.
Thank you. Do I know what Drow use for currency?
They have you would imagine they have their own gold standard.
Okay. I didn't want to give him anything if that was the case. So,
sure.
All right. Very well. I shall return tomorrow.
Yes, I will be awaiting your arrival and be ready.
Thank you.
May I go, mistress?
You may. You are dismissed.
Thank you. And he bows to the other female and then turns and shuffles off.
Fleur turns and says, okay, let's get out of here. We need to start learning about how to get down into the other levels.
Okay.
Okay.
Why don't we use this as an opportunity to take a break?
Yay!
We'll be back in just a minute for more intrigue in Bannockburg. And we're back.
We back. What's up?
We are very thankful for your patience as we took care of some much needed private concerns.
Yeah.
But we are back ready to get back on the road in Bannockburg. So, okay, so is there anything anybody would like to do for the rest of the day, or do we want to fast forward to the meeting with Quincy?
Well, I would like to try and look about town for maybe an hour and a half out of our remaining 4 hours.
Okay.
See if we can find a potential entrance to the underground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One that doesn't have billowing clouds of purple fog coming out of it.
You get the sense, I won't even make you roll for it, you get the sense that climbing down the chimney might not be a great idea.
We could feather fall down the chimney.
Hey, thanks for that. Boy.
Yeah. You might get a super concentrated dose if you do that.
I'll pull aside a slave that is walking by.
Okay.
That is, not like looking like it's actively doing something, and I'll say in common, and say, "Slave, where's the nearest entrance to the Undercity?"
Oh, begging your pardon, mistress, but I know of none.
And then I'll just keep walking.
Yeah, so you ask a few different slaves. None of them seem to know any.
No common knowledge. Okay.
Yeah, and you don't see any gates, any formal gates or anything like that. You've only seen a handful of Drow that look like they're from the Undercity.
Yeah.
Most are common Bannockburg Drow.
Yeah.
But you spend the hour and a half searching, and you don't see any overt gates or anything.
I'll kind of like lean over to Flirs, like, we can probably just get this information from Quincy tomorrow, but
I don't know. He's never been down into the lower levels.
Real quick.
But he would probably
Brendan,
know where they are.
It's possible.
And if we ask someone who definitely has been, then they would question our validity as...
I imagine Quincy would probably question as well.
Well, we could phrase it as where would be the most strategic entrance.
That's true.
Yeah, so we can fast forward to that, or you guys can do something else. It's up to you.
I don't think we're going to find it by asking around, and if we ask someone that we can't trust around, then it will just draw attention towards us.
Okay. I suppose we can
Otherwise,
ask him then.
I can potentially try and follow that palanquin back to wherever he descends back down into the city, but that comes with risks as well.
It does.
I could do it alone, though, probably.
I grow nervous about your disguise running out.
Well, if the disguise were to run out, I would simply act as slave on my way back.
Well, I mean, the reality is that you already have the white hair. I mean, we already did all the dyeing of our hair. So if you keep your cloak up, hopefully it would make enough difference.
The Drow, the Bannockburg Drow you've seen are not very well dressed.
Yeah. So, I'm just offering it as a potential solution.
If you think that you could be stealthy enough, we could head back to the Rodent's Tower and just await for you there.
I will see you soon.
Okay.
So,
before she leaves, I cast Death Ward on her.
Okay. Smart. Okay, so you guys go back to the Rodent's Tower, whereas Alexa goes looking for the palanquin. I'm assuming you're doing this stealthily.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Okay, that will be 29.
You feel pretty confident that you are one with the shadows.
Right.
So yeah, you do go back, you do find it. You're watching it for about another 10 minutes, and then Harlan, and the Dragonborn come back to the Palanquin. They're chatting. You can't quite make out what they're saying. You're picking up on a few words here and there. It sounds like he's asking him what he thinks of their operation. You get the sense that he's not here to buy slaves. He's here to
inspect. This
Uh,
might be an ally or
yes.
a partnership that, two cartels inspecting each other's holdings in order to see if they actually want to enter business together.
And they seem to be getting along amicably.
Okay.
And then they both get into the Palanquin, and you watch the slaves struggle with the added weight of a 7-foot-tall dragonborn. Struggle to pick it up, but they do. They manage it, and then they start shuffling off. Do you follow?
I would follow at a stealthy distance,
Okay.
trying not to draw any attention.
Let's do 3 stealth checks then.
Okay.
1 for each leg of the journey.
So that will be.
He has 2 legs.
That's a 22 for the first one.
All right, good.
I hope
that will be a 26 for the second one.
Just want to point out again for all of you watching at home, Alexa is not a rogue.
Yeah.
This is very impressive.
Very.
All right,
I do have expertise in stealth, though.
Yes.
There you go.
You said 22 for the second one?
26.
26. Okay, what's the third one?
29.
Yeah, you're able to follow it comfortably, unconcerned about being spotted. It meanders. It takes kind of a meandering path through the city until you realize it's heading north. Until finally it turns a corner and goes up a large avenue into a barricaded section of the city in the north section that is somewhat guarded.
I probably wouldn't be able to slip through.
Yeah, you might be able to, but
I wouldn't risk it at this point.
You're running almost on fumes for your disguise.
Yeah. So I would take note of the route and where they are.
Okay.
And then I would head back.
Okay.
Understanding that this might not even be the entrance into the Undercity, but just maybe where the higher dignitaries would stay overnight.
So about 10 minutes into your journey back to the Rodens Tower, your disguise fails.
Okay. And then I will do my best to kind of disguise myself as, and then make my way back.
1 more stealth check.
Okay.
But I'll give you advantage on this one because of the white hair.
That's good. That would make it a 21.
Yep. Okay. You make it back. You've been gone for about 2.5 hours.
Okay.
So, 2 seconds before she steps into the room, Fleur is casting a sending spell to get to her and be like, okay, we're getting a little nervous.
Right. and then his responsive person, I'm here.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. No, Alexa will drop down from the ceiling and be like, I'm here.
Hello there.
General
Kenobi.
You are a bold one.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I'll kind of relay everything that I learned on my journey about both the area and the route. So
Blur history check.
Well, I can do that, and then I'm gonna do a good old-fashioned sit down and commune with my mom.
Okay.
10.
Yeah. You got north. That's all you got.
Okay.
Good job.
Well, then I'm going to ritual cast commune.
Okay.
First question. Is there any value Quincy can actually add to us getting Kalzen out?
A flat rose smell.
Unsure.
Maybe.
Is the way into the lower parts of the city through that northern district where all the wealthy Drow live.
Sweet rose smell.
Very good.
She like whispers, "Do you guys have any questions you want to ask?
Do you want to ask my mom something?" What's Mardigan like?
Ask her about.
I know what Mardigan is like.
I might have a question.
Okay.
Ask it quick.
Is inciting or even maybe supporting the followers of the Auger a helpful move for us?
Sorry.
Could we use the faithful to the Auger as a means of aiding our getting into the lower city?
Flat rose smell.
She could go either way on that one. Okay, thanks, Mom. Have a good night. Bye.
All right.
Well, I wouldn't
Just over here eating dry rations. Snap into a Jim Slim.
If you don't know that reference, you're way too young to watch this podcast.
Right.
Anything else? Plant a bean?
Tied it up. Sorry.
Fleur would use the rest of her sendings that evening to tell her grandmother about the goings-on, especially that they have even Marcadonian slaves here.
So the reply comes back. She has a means to send to.
Okay.
Communication's a big part of her job, actually.
Sure.
So she sends back. I'm just going to streamline this. We have to worry
That's
about
fine.
word count.
That's fine. I know.
That is highly alarming. It shows that Fenwick was correct to be worried that this is a potential continent-wide threat.
She also says that there's a new religion brewing, that they follow the Auger, and they have plans for going topside, like spreading topside.
A new religion.
Drive us to our knees. Oh, that's wrong. Sorry.
While it's
Like velvet? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And a little boy smile. It's slow Southern style. Anyway, if this is certainly new information, and new information is always good. Perhaps if you were to ask Cathod about this.
I was just thinking of talking to him.
But I have not heard of this Auger or any faith associated with him.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
She will send to Fenwick first.
Okay.
And with one sending say, found out a bunch of stuff, like crap loads of stuff. You need to go to Cathod because I'm going to be messaging him.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
He says, all right, I'll send to you when I'm with him. And then about 30 minutes later, he sends and says, we're both here.
Okay. And I will convey all of what I told Grandma.
So he says, Cathod says he does not know, has never heard of this Auger. He does have a question, though. Was he saying, do you believe it to be, or are you saying that it seems that this new faith originated in the depths of the Underdark and is coming up?
She sends to Cathod this time and says, a street preacher said the Auger doesn't distinguish slave or drow. We heard the voice come up from the deep, from far below, lower than low, and he found truths hidden from the gods. We would not need the Underdark any longer.
There's thoughtful hesitation. And then finally you hear Kethod's voice in your head. Well, that's certainly not good.
Kethid says it's not good, you guys.
I will see if I will entreat Kamaria on this.
You're going to pray on this?
Perhaps the Moon Mother will be able to shed light as she normally does on such situations.
Tell her my mom says hi.
I will.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Finwick communicates that he believes that you're on the right track.
Thanks and stuff. I just, in case we die, I want you to know a few things, you know.
Don't die.
Working on it,
send you
but
in
no
there to die.
promises. I know.
No. Alexa kind
The
of says
others,
out loud.
the others are expendable. If you have to leave them behind,
Fleur really struggles with that one.
I know he's kidding. You can tell he's kidding.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, Alexa does kind of say out loud, you know, would have been really smart if they'd given us like a scroll of teleportation.
Yeah, it really would have.
Why didn't we think of that?
No, not too easy.
Or a word of recall or some crap, you know.
Yeah. Some fast way to get out of the city should we break.
Yeah, you know. Either way, I'm all out of spell slots to do cool things with, so I think it's time for me to go.
Aw,
Nate.
I'm
you can
just-
speak to a hellhound.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
well,
just
speak
starting-
with dead. Hang on, speak with dead is a second level.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I'm just starting
I think so.
to think of ways of egress, and I honestly think the
Yeah,
boats in
I've
the
got it right
harbor would be our best way out of the city should we manage to exfiltrate Kalsen.
Well, Fleur came up with one.
Well, yeah, I'm
Certainly inventive, if not
A plan.
incredibly expensive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the oh crap, everything is really bad.
That's the red
Mhm.
button.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying if
definitely.
we can manage to do it in some secrecy or while everyone else is distracted, leaving commandeering one of the boats in the harbor and then leaving might
Guys,
be
I
our
wonder
easiest.
if they're using Pergamon's mist in the prisons, but targeting it towards even Drow.
That'd be possible.
We had the feeling this could be manipulated.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to go talk to this skeleton over here.
Have fun.
Maybe she knows some things. Do you want to come say hi?
Good.
Why? That's weird.
Because Mardigan killed her and stuff?
I don't want to know. She gonna
Well, she
speak where I
sits
can
down.
understand her, because like
Yeah, you'll be able to hear
I'm-
what she says. She's
Yeah,
not
you'll
going
be
to
able
while
to-
you're in the
I'm
room, but you'll
a
be
little
able to
tired
hear
of
her.
being, third party to conversations I don't understand. That's been kind of my whole day.
No, she'll speak a
So-
language you can understand.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm
Darius
assuming
goes
by
with
the
her.
word her, you're going over to
Whisper.
a corpse pinned to the wall.
Yep.
Okay.
She lights
Go ahead
the
and cast it
incense and
Sure.
lets it waft up.
Tristan grabs his horn and says merriment.
There you
What are you
go.
filling it with? There's the light again?
He's in for a show. He wants to watch the show.
Okay.
The undead are
You
not
know-
going to drink that. So
Popcorn.
This
Good
spell,
old
I
popcorn.
understand it works on like questions, right? What happens if we never ask the last question?
yeah,
Then she stays in limbo.
That's really mean. Of course, she might deserve it. She's not a nice lady.
We don't want her drawing any undue attention to the
Yeah.
tower, though, either. So
Yeah,
I'm
she
just
might
saying-
start to scream and stuff
You
into
cast-
the night.
You cast the spell. An ethereal greenish hue overwashes the bones. And then you see the head. And then like pinprick lights in the empty eye sockets and the scorched skull look look at you, expectantly waiting for your first question.
You.
Guys, what do I ask?
How you doing?
How are
You pooping?
You pooping? Laura Bailey, come play D&D with us.
Lose my cool if that happened. All right.
Oh man.
I might reclaim the DM chair at that
That
point.
would be sweet. All right.
I would just
Okay.
just be honored to be in the same room.
Yes.
Right? Absolutely. Okay. So she looks at the corpse and says, Mother Whisper, I need help avenging the deaths of the Hellhounds. Where were your treasures that you kept secret from all prying eyes? Mardigan must die.
Deception check.
Hell yeah.
23!
There you go.
A safe hidden in the drunken fool beneath the floor.
Okay. Beneath the drunken floor. Beneath the floor, okay. What things are in that safe?
Jewels. Things meant for later.
Okay.
More.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of blanking here. That was kind of the only inspiration I had. I should have thought about this more. This is so cool.
So do you think your story will ever get published?
I'm so sorry about how you
You're
died. I blanked?
No, Jared, I couldn't hear you.
Okay, yeah.
Good.
Um,
Good. Yes, your
sorry
question.
about the way that you died. Did it really hurt?
Not as much as being killed by that little street rat.
She kind of Fleur giggles.
Ask her how her boyfriend is. They get to hang out a lot or anything like that. You know?
Yeah, but they know he's dead and stuff, so
Roasted.
He's dead, roasted.
Gosh. Did Zarda have any secrets that you knew about?
That's interesting.
Did you hear it?
No, we didn't hear anything.
Couldn't hear it.
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Okay.
One
Was that
more?
one more question?
Give it
How
to
does
her.
it feel knowing that you've been lied to and I actually work for Mardigan, you stupid hag? We didn't hear it.
It's
kind of
yeah,
clipped.
it's weird.
It's clipping.
Yeah.
Nope.
I hate it. It's just saying I hate it.
Oh, okay, good.
And then she
like your
goes, and then she goes
ghosty-
lifeless.
And then
Crumple.
For the first time, you see Fleur flipper the birds.
Yeah. You take her skull off and play soccer with it.
Right.
You guys have got to remind me to tell. I'm not going to forget, but when I introduce you to Rabbit, we have to tell her this story. That's really cool. Okay.
Rabbit's first kill is on the wall, right there.
When's the last time you talked to Rabbit? Speaking of Rabbit,
It's been quite a while, actually. She's on an assignment right now with her Bramble.
so she wouldn't be available to help out with any kind of information or anything, or maybe want to know what all's going on.
I don't want to distract her. She's on something really super top secret for the boss.
Know what that's like.
Yeah, Otherwise, it'd be like girl time,
No, you're a thorn, right? You said.
Yes.
Thank you, Tangent. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sense.
Bring it right out there. Yeah.
Yes. Now, how do we know that you haven't been told? You seem to be very loyal to them. How do we know you haven't been told to lie to us and dispose of us if we're not useful?
If they already wanted to kill us, they would have.
No, but that's not true. They want to use our abilities and powers into the end, or so. What if? In other words, do you have an alternative agenda?
An ulterior motive?
Yeah, that's the good word.
No, I don't have one.
Insight check. Yeah.
Someone with an ulterior.
Yeah, I don't know. A natural 20, but it's just 20.
Hey,
I have no insight.
Roll. You can text
don't
it to me, Brendan.
I rolled an 18 on persuasion. I'm not rolling deception. I rolled persuasion, which I only have a +1 on. So,
okay.
No, Tangent would pick up honesty in her.
Okay. I just wondered because I just don't know what it's like to be part of a spy kind of thing.
Well, here's the deal. You know how I did a lot of lying today?
Yeah, I noticed that.
I don't lie to friends, just to enemies that must be manipulated for the benefit of the mission.
I understand that. That's why we
Oh,
have
and
I have friends.
we have a disguise, right? We have a disguise.
She
We're not
called
being
us her
honest.
friend.
Correct.
I mean, we've kind of been spies for a little bit now here, Tangent. So
You're right. I can put that. I can tell everybody I'm a spy. That's awesome.
You can
Thank
put
you.
it on your resume.
I don't
Yeah.
have. If I had a
On your
resume.
CV.
Yeah, I know. I'll put that with the treasure that I can't find. I know I had it somewhere. Anyway.
Yes. We'll call you 00 Infinity because of your name.
00 Infinity.
Yeah.
Count
'Cause
that, sucker.
You just never end.
Thank you.
00
It's quite
tangent.
endearing.
So convince me that this, like, forgive me, but maybe I'm an optimist. But anytime somebody starts preaching about freedom and equality and all that kind of thing, I tend to key in on that. So tell me why this Auger fella's so bad, because the preacher man today didn't sound like it
I
was
don't know
something-
that he is bad. I just saw it as an opportunity that we might exploit.
That's fair.
No,
Darius.
but it was all freedom from and nothing freedom to. You know what I mean? What are you free to do? You're free from one thing. What are you free to do? In other words, what we choose to do.
Free to serve the next regime.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah, exactly. That's a problem.
I do not know the Drow to fear much of anything.
Interesting.
It seems as though they actually consider this to be some sort of credible threat and uprising within their society.
Yeah.
And anything that would come from below the Drow, Darius, that really worries me.
Tangent, roll either a history check or an arcana check, your choice.
Arcana. Oh, man. No question. Natural 29.
Hey, all right.
So
Was that a nat 20?
Yep.
you would
Two
you
of them
would
in a row.
know, you would
Nice.
know that you don't know much about the Underdark except what you've read about in your studies, and the general consensus is that the deeper you go into the Underdark, the fuzzier the border between realities becomes. And so the more primordial things become. So
Almost fayish? Or is it more?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Aberrations?
Aberrations.
Yeah, okay.
Abominations.
Got it.
Not good things.
Things that go bump in the dark.
Wow, that could be anything.
Yeah, but the actual monster underneath your bed.
Oh.
Underneath everything.
Yeah. Underneath the foundations of the whole freaking house.
In the deep places of the world.
With the places of the world.
You're trying to scare me. You did
there
it.
Are fouler things than orcs.
What I'm saying is I think we've kind of gotten kind of lucky here. I don't know how long that holds out, and I don't know what they have planned, and it does worry me. How about that nat 1 on that stealth check?
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Alexa, where are you going? What are you doing?
Yeah, it was a nat 1. I still got a 14, guys. Okay. You know?
Yeah, that's.
You turn around. She turned around.
That.
She's got a stolen cookie halfway to her mouth.
Did you bring enough for the old team?
This is the last that I lifted from that one town where we did the democracy thing. I can't remember.
You stole 2 black diamonds too. Teasing. Okay.
Yeah. Sapphires.
No.
Okay.
You said that with a high pitch.
Anything else?
Nah. Fleur has to get some sleep.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, unless there are any objections, go ahead and take your long rest.
Oh Lord, we gotta roll again.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All righty.
And then when the morning comes?
When the morning comes, you take your long rest, you get all your spell slots back and all that.
Well, the first one's a 24.
Okay, everybody roll that wisdom check. It sounds like Fleur made it.
24.
Oh, Greg, come on.
Is it a wisdom save or just a wisdom check?
Save.
Oh, 15. I made it. Woo!
Okay,
Barely.
so Fleur is a check. Tangent is a check. Darius?
8.
8.
Indomitable, because I also
You
failed.
both have Indomitable.
Oh, there you go. You can re-roll it.
There we go. I succeeded with a...
Adam, you can too.
I know.
18.
All right. I'll use one time.
Okay, so 18.
15, 16. There we go.
Okay.
There you
There
go.
we
It
go.
makes a difference.
All right,
Yeah.
Tristan.
Yeah.
I failed.
Okay.
Rolled a 5.
One failure.
Oh no.
Aren't you a fighter too?
No,
Well-
he's barbarian.
Oh, yeah, he's a barb.
Do we
Never
call
mind.
today a wash and try again tomorrow, or do I cast Great Restoration and not waste, but consume one of my 5th level spells
Yeah,
if we're
that's
going
rough.
into the dark?
No, he just doesn't
can
have to.
actually.
He doesn't
I
have to
can do
go
something about
disguised.
that.
He could be as. He could just come as he is.
You did
I
see
could
some
be a-
dwarf slaves.
I could
Yeah.
be a slave.
And we'll just keep you with us.
You'll have to stay close to me.
I mean, it could be like we're bringing up a slave as an example of what we're looking for to the markets. Could be
Okay.
part of the cover.
That's true.
That's fine.
He might ask where you found him.
He already serves the house.
That works.
Yeah. I'll hold on to your weapon, and I swear, as soon as we get into combat, I'll give it back to you. How about that?
That's fine.
All right.
I mean, it's not like he has much choice in the matter.
Yeah, right.
Give me your weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, I
In
think
the
we just
meantime,
lost
I've got
Cody.
a knot right here in my
he's
shoulder.
back, okay.
Would you mind giving a little rub that? Right back. That was perfect. All
I didn't know you were trained in the art of chiropractics.
Shiatsu.
You've been holding out on us, Tristan. How dare you? What other secrets are you hiding? Tell us now.
I'll take the psychic damage.
I give you permission to do whatever you need to.
Don't listen to her, Tristan.
No,
Come on,
listen to
that was
only
funny,
me.
you guys. It was funny. This is like the best truth or dare game ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
With consequences.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
And not just the social ones of middle school.
So we'll just go ahead and fast forward to the meeting.
Yeah, we gotta get
with
moving.
Quincy.
Yeah.
And so you guys return back to the docks. You find Quincy at his station. He sees you from a distance. There is no palanquin. There is no Harlan today.
Oh, okay.
This is just normal work day, you know. So he sees you, and then he looks over and kind of gives you a slight nod, like now. And
Inside check. Does he want to do now?
go ahead.
27.
Yeah, you
Nice.
see, there's an urgency.
Yeah, then she says, "You, Quincy, I require your assistance."
Yes, mistress. I have prepared a selection for you as you requested. I have sequestered them in a place that will be appropriate for your inspection. If you would be so kind as to follow me.
You have pleased me. Let us go.
Very well. I will return once the mistress is finished with her business. And then he turns and leads you down the road.
Yes, sounds great.
So he takes you to an out of the way, not demolished building, but just it looks abandoned.
Okay.
He leads you inside, or he leads you to the door and says, "Inside, quickly."
Let us go.
So he's waiting for all of you to enter.
After you.
Yes. And he turns and goes in.
Fleur will turn to the rest of the group and say, "I don't know if he's being honest with us. Expect a trap." And she turns and follows him.
So he's standing in the middle of the room when you come in.
I'll step in and step off just immediately to the side.
I'll come in last and stand just inside the doorway.
Perception
Do you close the
check.
door? Do you
Probably
close
would,
the
yeah.
door? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll your perception check.
Don't need prying eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
does he seem shifty outside of
He seems
what we're
nervous.
about to talk about?
Yeah.
He seems nervous.
Okay.
21.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary. It looks just like an empty space.
Okay.
As soon as the door closes, he reaches into the folds of his robes and he pulls out a dagger and he holds it to his own throat, the point. And you see a drop of blood start to roll down. And he says, "I will only ask this once, and then I will open my own throat. Who are you?"
What drove you to this madness?
There is no house El Prague. There has never been a house El Prague.
Good for you.
What language is he speaking in?
He is speaking in common.
In common?
What do you know about Mardigan Gravewalker?
As soon as you say Mardigan, his eyes flash with anger and disdain. And
good. Now listen to me. Mardigan's reach is deeper than you know. I am here on his bidding, and I am going to set Kelzan Mardoir loose. We are going to break him out of prison. You wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of the blade of Sephira, would you?
he looks over and sees the dwarf. And he says, "Slave, does she speak the truth?"
Tell him.
Tristan, do you answer?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. You say yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You see him lower the knife. You cannot be Drow.
Correct again. But Quincy, I'm warning you. If you betray this information to anyone, not only will the Grave Walker be hunting you down, but he'll be introducing you to the patron that he serves. One who is very close to me.
Roll an intimidation check with advantage for the Mardigan name drop.
Okay. Natural 2021.
Nice. I was gonna say if you
good
needed help
timing.
with that. Oh man.
Show me who you really are, and I will help you.
If I do that, I lose the ability to hold this disguise for the rest of the day, and I am not willing to do that, but I will tell you my name. A name very few people will ever know in this city. But I am a servant of Mardigan Gravewalker. I am Fleur Lavande Pelletier, daughter of Sephira, agent of the Thorns and Mardigan Gravewalker.
Spies.
Shut up, 00 Infinity.
He puts the dagger. He puts the dagger away.
Smart man.
You'll need a way into the Undercity.
Yes, I will need a way into the Undercity. And the
You'll
way
also
out.
need to stop using that name.
I will think of a new one. You will equip me with new names, house names that I can reliably use.
Very well. I know of a way.
Good.
It is dangerous.
Good.
We are not unused to danger. We slayed a dragon on the way here.
It's true.
For breakfast. Sorry, I'm getting to the spy thing.
I see you have maybe
Right.
inherited Mardigan's ability to exaggerate, but I will help you.
Slave, did we or did we not slay a dragon on the way here? Tell him true.
He looks expectingly at Tristan.
Yes. An adult king dragon.
Do not test my hand. I do not bluff where there are no cards, Quincy.
Do not mistake me, Fleur. I have much to fear from Mardigan should he return, but there are others that I fear more.
As in?
The one who cut down Cal before he fled the city 30 years ago. I have never seen his like, before or since. A nightmare he is. And if you do seek this path, I fear that you are putting yourself in his.
What do they call him?
He is the blade of Jaelrin Mar Saran herself, Grand Matriarch of Anluryn. They call him the Legion. A portenteer without rival.
Mailed. Well, his name makes sense then, for we will be fighting many.
So he goes ahead and he tells you all the houses. He tells you all 10 great houses. So
Okay.
at the top you have Mar Saran, That's Sarran. These are in order. Mar Arabar, Arabar. Mardir, Dyrr. Mardespar, Despar. Marzael, Zael. Marmulvis, Mulvis. Martorahel, Torrarahel. Marhun, Hune. Marmayund, Myund. And finally, at the bottom of the pile, Mardwar.
DO'Ar.
Yep.
What was the second one?
Mar Arabar. Arabar.
Got it.
He can also tell you there are all of their matriarchs if you want him to.
Okay.
But the grand one is the main one is Jaelryn. Jaelryn. Mar Saran, Grand Matriarch of Anluryn.
Huh.
Their effective empress.
What was her name again?
Jaelryn. Jaelryn.
Okay.
And I can text you others or give you others later.
That's fine.
That's fine.
So what he tells you is he kind of gives you kind of a rough overview of the history of what happened with Mardwar. Mardwar, their role in Bannockburg was to keep the secret. That was their purpose before the fall, and to keep the cattle in line. And when the Porcelain Order came in and disrupted Bannockburg, that put them in his favor because they failed to stop them, and it put them in even greater disfavor when the Diamond Dogs were the ones that actually overthrew the Porcelain Order and not Mardwar. After that was over, there was a grand after the upheaval. A grand conclave was called with all the great houses, all 10 great houses. That was effectively a trial of Mardwar. And in the course of that, this is how Cal found out about the secret. Quincy knew, but he didn't. And he thought he was at the top of the pile. It turns out he was at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And in the course of that, he made a scene in front of the Grand Matriarch herself and issued a challenge. And she accepted. And a duel took place between Calzin and this Legion. And you'll remember, Fleur, that Cal, for the last 30 years, as long as you've known him, has had a horizontal scar across his nose and
the bridge
face.
of his nose. Yeah.
That was given to him by the Legion as a mark of shame.
Got it.
And then he fled.
Noted.
Quincy does not know where they're holding Cal. There is a prison he knows there is a prison complex. He was telling the truth when he's never been to the Undercity. He knows that there is a prison complex in the Undercity. He describes to you what he's heard. Apparently the Undercity is effectively a great pillar. That there is an even larger cavern beneath Bannockburg. And this massive, near mountain size combination of stalactite and stalagmite that have grown together to form a stone pillar. The city of Anluryn has been carved inside of it.
Wow.
And he would imagine that the closer you are to the center, the more powerful your house. That the prison complex is somewhere near the center of this tower city.
Of course it is.
He also tells you that the only way to enter the city of Anluryn from the surface or exit is a network, a dedicated network of teleportation circles controlled by each house. Each house has its own network.
Holy crap.
Including Marduar. And he tells you that hidden somewhere inside the Marduar estate is one of these circles. The Marduar estate has been abandoned.
Okay.
It's derelict. But he believes that if you could get into the estate,
we would have a way out, maybe.
You could find way down into the city.
If we have someone who can cast teleportation circle.
Well, he actually says that the rumor is that there is not everyone who can cast it, or not everyone who uses it can cast it. That it might be a permanent circle, a trigger of some kind.
Okay.
He can't vouch for whatever state it's in or whether it'll even work, but that's the only one he knows about. These circles are highly guarded family secrets. And if you try to use one of the other family's circles, it's going to be one heck of a fight.
Yeah.
Okay. Genius. All right.
Good lead.
Great lead.
That's our best chance to get down there without going down a chimney.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think that's our only way without a chimney.
Yeah.
Based on the
Tell
sound
me
of it.
true. Mardigan and I never saw eye to eye, but I did not doubt his affection for Cal, for I knew Cal's affection for him. He sent you to do this.
Yes.
Why didn't he come himself?
He's
He is
DMing.
on a mission
sorry.
at the moment. Something else has called his attention.
Something greater than Cal's plight?
Take that what you will. But he
Selfish
sent
cat.
me.
I cannot vouch for the safety of the path before you, but nor can I pray for your successes. My goddess would not grant it.
I do not need your prayers, but thank you. I know that speaking to non-Drow is discomfortable for you. But I appreciate this nonetheless.
Cal never saw a servant in me. He saw a person.
That much I have heard as well. He spoke highly of you, Quincy. And I will tell him that it is by your hand and words that we are able to get him out.
You must be careful of the mist as well.
Does it get worse further in the city?
I have not
From what you've heard?
I have not been inside the Marduar estate in 30 years. I can tell you that the mist has a way of getting in most places. And you will not be free of its presence even in the undercity, for there are slaves there as well.
Good to know.
We kind of expected that.
Okay.
Sorry. Big cloud.
Yeah.
It wafts a lot.
It gets in everywhere.
Of course, it's rough.
Well, I will keep your secret. Just save him.
We shall.
That's the plan.
Another thing. I was not wrong, I was not misleading when I said that we are no friends of this new religious happening inside of the city, the Auger.
Yes.
Is there anything else that we should know? We are outsiders. It is alarming to us.
I can only tell you what I've heard. We are fleeing the Underdark.
Why?
We do not know where this new religion came from or who this augur is, only that Only that 2 years ago, the Illithids went silent.
Fleur's eyebrows go skyward.
Something seems to have silenced them. They also keep slaves, and these slaves wandered up to Anluryn, speaking of this word of the augur about freedom from old bonds and tradition. Their numbers, especially among the males, are growing. As powerful as the great houses are, there are vastly more Drow than populate the 10 great houses. Entire lower houses have devoted themselves to this augur. Some have even been known to, rumored to have replaced their matriarchs with male leadership.
Wow.
That's different.
The Underdark is no longer as hospitable to the Drow as it once were. And
it's all due to the augur and his new world order.
Others have said that they have seen things, impossible things. Things I do not even fully comprehend. Just, my people have never been afraid. But they are afraid now. They are not seeking domination of the surface.
They're seeking refuge. You've given us a lot to think about.
Just save him.
We will extract him.
And get him as far away from Bannockburg and Anluryn as you can.
Would you not flee?
I am a Drow.
So is Kal'zen.
Not in his heart.
That's kind of bogus, I'm not going to lie.
What he means is this is his home.
Yes,
the only
but
one I've ever known.
If your home were to be ransacked by creatures that you can't even comprehend, why would... And someone that you loved was here and was getting busted out and taken to safety, why wouldn't you go with him?
Roll a persuasion check.
Not great at these. 18.
Man. Pretty good.
They're happening when they count.
Yeah.
Right.
I will think on this.
That's all I ask. Life should not
Perhaps-
be carelessly thrown to the side.
Perhaps if you rescue Kal'zen, it would do my old bones good to see him again.
sure Kelsen would rather you be alive and free with him than left to rot.
He used to write me letters.
It doesn't have to be letters anymore.
Before the gates shut. Go now, while you still can.
Thank you.
You have used names or that name before. I would not trust that you have not been noticed already.
We will change our names. Thank you. One final question for you. If we end up actually fighting this legion, do you think we are then capable of potentially taking on someone like Oram Marmayund?
The gatekeeper.
I mean, careful with those who cast magics.
Oram is powerful. And his ambition is great.
But he's not the Legion.
No.
That is good to know. That's all I wanted to know.
I fear there are none in Bannockburg or Anluryn his equal in martial prowess.
Okay. Thank you for the warning. We will do our best to steer clear from him.
Okay.
We have one more thing to do.
Yeah. As we're kind of leaving, I'll hang back with him and kind of let everybody else shuffle out.
Okay.
and I'll approach with him with my pistol drawn and kind of, if you would let me do like a combat maneuver, essentially to really pin him.
Okay. Yeah. He doesn't fight.
Yeah. With
you get the sense that he's not a fighter at all.
Yeah. With the pistol, right up under his head, and says, "If I suspect any treachery comes of this information you've given me, it will be the last thing I do, maybe, but you will know no happiness or life."
If you knew where I was sending you and the danger you face, you would understand that such threats mean nothing to me.
Maybe. And then I'll release him and walk out.
Okay. All right. Are we going to the elegant wards, guys?
First, I think we go back to the drunken fool and try and find the safe.
Oh, absolutely.
That the Hellhounds left behind.
Yeah, let's see if we can get another 80,000 gold into our repertoire.
Well, you get there, and it's, first off, it's been turned into some kind of, not bar, more like tea house.
Oh, good.
Where it is, where Drow, undercity Drow, go to get away from the smell of the unwashed masses, basically. Yeah. It is guarded. It is hot. It is not, Alexa in particular, you look at that place and you go, and Fleur too. You get the sense that it would not be easy to get in there, let alone pry up floorboards, because they're gonna be clientele in there.
Gotcha.
Fairly high ranking.
I could try and sneak in and sniff
it's
around
up to you.
a little bit.
It's up to you.
Is the treasure the knowledge we made along the way, or do we actually need to go in and do
the friends we made along the way?
Well, I wonder if we could create some kind of distraction outside, maybe to clear the house, give Alexa a decent chance of actually finding it.
Plying up floorboards is difficult work, and we also need to get all the way across town to the northern districts.
Yeah, I was offering to look around. I really don't think, while it's good knowledge and understanding, maybe if we were to ever return to the city, I don't think we should put our greater mission at risk by trying to find more treasure. We already found a dragon's hoard.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I know it's boring and it's sad, but
For Cal.
I mean,
if we don't succeed on this mission, I'm going to die. So I would rather make sure that we don't do anything to jeopardize that possibility.
What? Hey, Tangent. What is your ability to make people invisible? What are the limitations of that?
You're muted.
Okay, so that's
breathe.
the last thing I'm going to say about that. No,
And never forget it.
I did not take anything that takes concentration. I did not bring,
Oh, okay.
just because of the danger we have.
Right.
In the one moment of vulnerability, I worry about big time.
Yeah, that's true. Wait a second. You could just not breathe.
Okay, but I have to cast a spell.
And then just hold your breath.
And it would only become a problem if somebody then tried to give you orders to stop.
Right. Yeah, I
And
mean,
then
we
they
could. I just don't have
couldn't
any.
see you.
I couldn't do anything today anyway. So
Again,
Right. Well, what I mean
Wow.
is,
Yeah.
how
would I
many
be-
people could you affect with that spell?
let's think about that.
Only one, right? For just invisibility, unless if it's greater invisibility.
No, I can.
I think
no.
if you upcast it, you can
Upcast
affect more
one
than
for
one
every
creature.
level you upcast, I believe.
Okay.
It's a second level spell,
Yes. So.
so 4 people with the 5th level.
Yep.
Okay.
Is it worth it?
What we doing, guys?
I just wonder about sneaking into this district.
Wow. Yeah.
So Alexa, roll a
criminal check to see if I understand.
roll a wisdom.
Oh,
check.
yeah. Ugh. Okay. Oh, well, good. That would be 21.
So there were some guards at the gate,
Nice.
the initial gate to the district.
Yep.
There was not a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
You saw one palanquin go in, and that was literally it.
Yeah.
Because you're also putting together the fact that there are not, you just did not see a whole lot of nicely dressed Drow. And
Yep.
it looks like traffic is low. You're not horribly worried about the difficulty of sneaking in, at least at your level of skill and what you've seen Fleur do.
Well, we could give the invisibility to some of our less sneaky members. I would probably be fine.
Well,
That's
I could give you my cloak of make it hard to see me, just to
but
give
that's
you a little
only
bit
if
extra
we're,
edge.
if we're like sitting still.
Yeah, that's not moving if
okay.
you're not moving.
Okay.
Well, Justin, you might need to activate your...
I mean, 4 of you can all be invisible, and I could lead us along.
Well, I mean, if all of us, if you think that all of us can get in looking sharp and drab and Drow garb, I mean, all we would have to do is have Tristan suit up, I suppose. Because, I mean, obviously you look like a dwarf now, but if you are a Drow, I don't think you'll be questioned much.
Potentially, we would have to have a good story, and if anyone failed, was influenced, we should probably try to see if we could invisibility our way through and just make it as a smaller party.
You're
That way,
correct.
they wouldn't be questioned. No chance of them being questioned.
So at this time, Tristan's going to go ahead and put on his
Okay.
Drow disguise.
I'm assuming you guys are walking towards the elegant ward.
Yeah,
while you're doing
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So finally, after a while, you get there and you can't see quite into the ward itself because of the height of the wall and the haze, purple haze on the air. But there it is. And
Great album.
there are 4 guards, 4 more formal looking, not like you don't get elite from them at all, but 4 Drow guards, males, standing at the main gate into the district.
We could try to talk our way through, or we can try to simply sneak our way through.
It's about a 20-foot wall, too, by the way.
Let's try and talk our way through.
Okay.
All right. So you get a little closer, and finally, one of the guardsmen that has a purple feather in his helmet,
Okay.
denoting him as a captain, says, "Halt!
Thank you, Doodle Dandy.
Who goes there?" In Undercommon, he says that.
In Undercommon, she responds, Yangara man Martorahel.
Oh, mistress, how may we help you?
We wish to return to Anluryn.
Of course. When did you, if I may, when did you arrive?
We walked through early this morning. It was a different guard.
Yes. Forgive me. Open the gates, and they open for you.
You have pleased me.
For Anluryn.
For Anluryn. She walks through.
Okay. So once you're inside the elegant wards,
I'm writing down the names that I'm using so I never use them again.
Good idea.
Yeah.
immediately, the air here is different.
Oh.
What little liveliness remaining in Bannockburg that was present in the main districts of the city, bustling with what little traffic remains, is gone from here. Before you, you see the faces of once grand manors, most of which are completely and totally ruined. The way that these manors are set is that they are literally carved down deep into the rock face. The front facing of the manors sticking out only a few feet from the cliff wall, as the Drow have dug their manors into the rock itself. Now it is dark, it is cold, it is ruined,
And full of terrors.
After a while, you wander the streets until finally you come to the face of the once great house of Mardwar.
Dang.
And the door is open.
Look sharp.
You go inside?
Looking around.
Okay.
We're gonna be cautious as we do.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so as you enter into what was at one time a grand foyer, you see before you a wide room, and you see 3 sets of doors. It is dark in here. It is not dim light, it is dark.
Okay.
Here. So
Unnaturally dark?
Not unnaturally dark, just
okay,
like
so those with dark
abandoned.
vision would be able to?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you have dark vision, you can see relatively normally.
Yeah.
Nope.
The mist is present inside because the door is open.
Okay. Can we shut the door? Or is
you can, but you don't know if that would do much.
Okay.
But you could shut it. Roll a anybody that has survival or perception, they're proficient in it. Go ahead and roll it.
Should I be rolling at disadvantage because of the light?
Yeah, if you don't have dark vision.
Yeah, I don't. I'm just a human.
I'm not proficient, but I mean I have 20 in my wisdom score, and those are both wisdom score.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you roll it.
Okay.
So 20, you got a 20 tangent, you said?
18.
18.
19.
Survival. That was survival. Yeah.
19?
I rolled perception.
You know how I rolled like really good a lot, guys?
Yeah.
Not now.
It makes sense for me to not roll good here. I rolled a 4 and a 1.
Add to balance out.
I've got a torch I could hand you.
Let's avoid that. That would be a dead giveaway.
Okay.
Yeah. Just know that as a ranged fighter here, I'll be rather useless.
Okay.
But I do have my rapiers.
I
So,
rolled an 11 in perception.
so those of you that rolled high enough, because 2 of you did, you see no tracks. It's dusty in here.
Okay.
You see no tracks. But that door has been opened recently.
Which one?
Oh.
The front door.
Oh, the front door. Okay. Not one of the 3. Okay.
Okay.
What you see a door, you see a single door to your left, a single door to your right, a set of double doors immediately ahead of you, and then at either corner in front of you, you see a circular stairwell, one going down and one going up.
I would think the greater secrets would be very deep, but
That's
That would
kind of
make
what I'm
more
thinking.
sense. Down is up, up is down.
Dogs and cats living together.
Mass hysteria.
I guess it doesn't matter though, because going up is just going up into more stone. So
That's true. It could be a place to keep secrets. Either way, I have a feeling we're going to have to crawl these halls.
Yeah, but if we start with the high ground,
Tangent, do you have dark vision?
I do.
Okay.
So it's all but Alexa.
Sorry.
It's what I get for having all the feats.
Picking
that I
human.
have.
Yeah, it's
I know.
true.
I know how
It's
you
true.
feel.
There's a downside.
There is. I knew we were going to the Underdark.
Yeah.
I kind of
It'd be
rather
fun.
not. I don't know. I feel like the circle's probably in the basement, but just in case, I don't know that I want to get cornered in the bottom of this thing first. Maybe
Sweep
we
high
start.
and then go low.
Maybe we start high and then work our way down.
If I look at each of the steps, do I see any footprints on them?
No, you see no footprints anywhere.
But the door was opened recently.
But the door was opened recently.
Somebody floating through?
Was it
Could be.
opened like regular open door? Was it broken open door?
No, it was open. It was swung
Just
open.
regular open door.
Let's leave it open in case whatever it is comes back. We don't want it to think that someone else came in.
Agreed.
Right. Bonk.
As much as possible, anyway. Here, Alexa, you could just hold my hand. How about that? You want to just
I'm good.
hold? Okay.
Yeah. Our footprints are all over the foyer, though.
Piggyback
right?
ride.
At
So,
this point,
yeah.
I think we
Yeah.
kind of...
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going up.
Let's try it.
Okay.
Okay, so you go over to the right stairwell.
Darius, your idea, go first.
Yeah, let me get a marching
Cool, I
order.
mean.
And let's go,
I'll go.
quietly.
Yeah.
I can be
I'm not-
right behind him.
I'm not very
I'll be
perceptive,
somewhere
but
in
I
the
don't
middle
mind going
since I
Okay.
can't really see. I'll just kind of be in the middle.
that's a good
this
idea.
time.
If you would like to put your hand on my shoulder, I can lead you, Alexa.
I'll do that.
Put your head on my shoulder.
We could do a conga line. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all set.
Are we stealthing this? Is that what you're saying?
Okay,
Yeah.
what?
Still
Are
in
we
the
What,
stealth.
stealthing this?
Yeah, stealth.
We're gonna
stealth.
stealth it. We're gonna stealth
Okay.
it. for
Sweet.
sure.
Well,
I
first
haven't-
off, I need a marching order.
I'll be in
So
front.
Okay,
Darius, Fleur, Alexa, who wants to be rear guard?
Tangent.
I will.
Yeah.
I would go
Christians.
tangents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tangent
That
just-
sounds
Squish.
okay.
Good
Squishy
idea.
people in the middles.
Yep.
With the
Thank-
blind one.
Look at all this dark.
Okay. Fleur is going to cast Aid at 3rd level.
Okay.
So that's going to be 10 extra, 10 to the max HP, and she's giving it to, she's going to give it to herself.
Okay.
She's going to give it to Tangent, and she's going to give it to Darius.
Okay.
Okay. So max HP.
Yeah, your max
Yes.
HP goes up.
Goes up.
Okay.
So
You
your
can
max,
rise it above your
max HP modifier just do +10.
Yep.
Right.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so you walk up the stone spiral staircase. I mean, this is all carved in stone, so it is very, it is managed to be relatively well taken care of, or at least has not rotted very much. There's cobwebs, there's dust, it looks abandoned. It looks like it has been a very long time since someone has been in here. But mostly still together. You don't get, it's not really, you get some damp smell on the air. The fog or the mist is present, but it is not oppressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
very light.
Do you want to know my stealth roll?
Okay. What's your stealth roll?
I got a 33. I got a natural 20.
There you go.
So let's roll everybody's stealth roll. We got 33 for Alexa.
9.
There we go.
9.
19.
I didn't roll, did I?
19.
Oh, wow.
18.
18.
Wow.
Okay.
Y'all carrying my butt.
Yeah.
22.
Luckily mine's
you
mine's
guys
just
made
a
it.
straight
Oh,
roll.
thank
Yeah.
God.
You go.
I mean, my natural 20 probably should
Fleur
have
goes-
offset it
Yeah.
at real
Oh,
low.
definitely.
Fleur goes to sneeze from
I
the
rolled a
dust, and
natural
Alexa's
2.
hand comes around and covers her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just hear.
All right, so you come up to a landing. There is the landing on this floor. There is a door to your facing what would be the south wall of the room. There is a door to your left, a door to your right, and there is a ascending staircase at the back of the room.
An ascending staircase again.
Meaning it just goes
Yep.
up,
Yep.
not a whole lot, because this one isn't a spiral.
Do we keep going up?
I say we keep going up.
So
Like
do
I
a
said,
top-down approach.
Start
Okay.
at the top and work our way down.
Okay.
And I find out that the downstairs was only one level and everybody just went up.
You're right. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
And
you go up.
that the
go up to
teleportation
this-
chamber was right there.
Yeah.
You go
Yeah.
up to this third level. There's another landing there, a smaller landing, and at the back of this room is an ornate set of metal double doors.
Let's split up, gang.
That is the only portal you see on this landing is the set of double doors at the back of the room.
They're gold or metal, not gold.
They're metal.
Or
They're
metal.
they're like
But
iron.
they are ornate.
Yes, interesting.
That's at least a little promising.
Yep.
YOLO.
Okay. You go up to those
Let's
doors.
go check it.
I really like the idea of Fleur. YOLO.
YOLO.
Right.
Do we see any traps or anything?
You tell me if you check.
Does anybody check? Anybody have any?
Sure.
I'm not.
I can roll 2.
Yeah.
You don't see any traps.
Yeah, he's gonna
You
need
go
some
to the
light.
doors?
Yeah.
Kind of looks okay in the dark, but
Yeah.
14. With
14.
this-
that's what I
Disadvantage.
rolled.
That's yeah.
Okay. Nope, you don't see any.
Kind of jiggle the handles quietly, slowly.
Locked.
It's locked.
Locked.
Well, I can try and work on that.
Yeah.
You can't. Well, it's going to be disadvantaged because you can't see.
I have a candle.
But, I
You
mean,
can feel-
it's a
feel.
lockpick.
I guess,
mean,
yeah, you're right. It's more feel than seeing.
locks are mostly feel rather than
Yeah, you
sight.
have to be guided to the.
yeah,
to the
that's
cavity.
fine.
Right.
All right. Fleur is going to cast guidance on her and then hold her breath
Okay.
because it is a concentration spell.
Okay, but if you cast that, it's going to force another check.
But isn't it when I start breathing again?
Yeah, but it's already in your system.
It's
Okay.
a concentration thing. It's all in your
You're
head.
concentrating to keep it from controlling you.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to
You
do
can
it.
do that. Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm going to need a wisdom save from Fleur.
Okay.
At advantage because she's
Yeah,
half
she's
elf.
good at that.
Yeah, you got a good chance. Yeah.
And I'm going to need a sleight of hand or thieves tools check from Alexa.
20,
Plus 4.
or 26. No, 20, 25. Sorry. I
Okay.
can't do
You
math.
unlock it, Fleur.
I failed.
You
Rolled a
failed.
12.
You're kidding.
I rolled a 12. I rolled a 3 and a 2.
Oh my word.
Okay. Blur is now under the effects of the mist, though none of you know that.
Right.
Okay. But
Although
the
they
door-
did hear me casting the spell, and you do
Yeah,
feel
that's true.
the divine guidance.
Okay.
She could just tell us.
She might, but she's the thorn, so.
Okay. So you do unlock the door.
Yes. Tell me all your secrets right now. Sorry, just kidding.
Look, do you intend
is
to
your
kill us
name?
all?
Yeah, that's right.
What is
What
your
is
quest?
your favorite color?
Yeah.
I've already told you all my secrets. That's the thing.
So the doors swing open.
Yeah.
Inside is a large, once very fine bedroom. Clearly
It's the-
for someone
It's the
very
mistress's room.
a set of rooms actually inside.
A wing.
The suite.
The solar. Yep. What do you guys want to do?
Jump at the bed.
Come in the
Just
bed.
Look around.
Surprisingly soft and bouncy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No. If I was a rich or powerful matron, I would have a teleportation circle maybe tucked away in my rooms.
Might be.
Okay.
One way to find out.
All right. So I'm going to need investigation checks from everyone who searches. If Alexa searches, it is at disadvantage.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll still do it, but
Yeah, I mean,
Search. Investigate.
Yeah.
I will help out with tangent search.
Oh,
Okay.
I did roll a 25 on my first roll, so let's do it again.
rolled
Yeah.
a 20 and a 2.
18, so 25. Thank you. 25.
So
I rolled a 1.
You search in here for about 20 minutes because it's
Oh.
a set of rooms.
Yeah.
Okay. Gonna
You
go
do
through
not
it.
find a teleportation circle.
Okay.
You do not find anything really of value in here. I mean, there's some nice art pieces and stuff like that, but they
Yeah,
would,
but
you
like-
know,
Nothing that we're trying to.
but nothing that draws immediate attention. However, behind one bookcase, you do find the secret door.
Oh,
That is a stairway leading down.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
this is the stuff.
This is promising. Well, shall we?
I can't imagine a trap on that, but
You don't find a trap.
No.
okay. Well, no.
It was
All right.
well hidden though.
Same order.
It was
Heading
a
down.
25. It was a DC
Yeah.
25 to find.
Oh,
it.
you barely met that
Nice.
sucker.
Woo! I hit a 25. Wow.
Wait, did my 3 didn't find
No,
it?
Yeah.
Girl did not find it.
Nice.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
did my 7. So
The-
I
Darius
rolled
was-
a 2. I
Darius
rolled
will
a
start
2 with a
going down.
negative 1.
Oh,
So
gee.
you
I
travel
rolled
down.
a 2 plus 1.
You travel down the staircase. It goes down and then out. There's some travel to it, right? You come to, and it comes to what appears to be a dead end, but you find after some fiddling around, you find a small lever that you turn, and then the bricks slide back. You are now in what looks to be the Great Hall. At the back of the room, there is, near where you come out, there is a dais and a tattered throne. And in front of that is a once grand, almost ballroom, with a table covered in dust and mold and things like that. The tapestries on the wall are rotted from the moisture in the air. You see on the west and eastern wall there are two more doors, and at the back of the room you see a set of doors, double doors, that you recognize as the same double doors you saw when you came in to the foyer.
We're on the backside. Okay.
Okay. So it's more like a little escape route or a.
Yeah, like a convenience for audiences.
Yeah.
But you found a hidden
Well-
path. You're down, but you're back on the first floor now.
Back on the first floor. Well,
Could we stay the night in there? The secret passage?
It was narrow.
Just want to be comfortable.
I've slept
Good
standing up
thinking.
before. No big deal.
I mean,
you could.
I've slept in significantly worse places for sure.
it might be nice just to have a place to be able to bed down.
That's pretty
Fall-
secure.
A fallback
that's
point.
A fallback point that, a place
we
that
could
would be
control
difficult to
both.
find.
So you guys have some choices. You can go back up the way you came and continue to search upstairs, or you can search down here. It's up to you.
We are here now. Why not search?
Well, might as well.
Okay. So you have two doors on the western wall and the eastern wall, and you have a double door at the back, but you're pretty sure that leads back into the foyer because you recognize those doors.
Pick a door.
I've always liked traveling west.
West.
We make
East.
west, east.
Make west. East it is. No.
Weast.
West.
Okay, so western door. It is unlocked. It leads into a corridor. This corridor seems to dogleg and circle around the Great Hall. You go south and follow it, and you see the other side of the other door from the foyer. So you remember the foyer had those two doors here, side. This is the west one. So it was coming around along that way, past and then above the Great Hall. You are on this wall, on this wall if you're facing north, on the wall to your left, there are two doors, both locked. Then you circle up past, and just as you're about to get up past the Great Hall, the stone has collapsed and has blocked the passage.
Ooh.
And you cannot move further north.
And it's actual stone. It's not an illusion.
It's stone. It's not.
Okay.
You touch it, you tap it. It looks like during the upheaval, this passage collapsed. But there are two doors that you can access.
Okay.
There's a northern one and a southern one.
There's nothing beyond the debris. We're after the collapse.
Not that you can see.
Okay.
Not that you can see. There might be something behind it, but it would take time to clear it.
What do you think? North?
Sure.
Further in?
Okay. Everybody roll a perception check.
Advantage.
18.
19.
18. Okay.
Plus 0.
21.
There you
All
go.
right.
12.
Tristan, I'm going to give you this to you. You hear a skittering. Like something alive and moving. Cody?
Yeah. Thinking.
Okay. Like a
Yeah. Sounds like they're rats.
Rats?
I hate rats. They drive me crazy.
That's not. Where did you hear them?
The wall.
In the wall? That's disconcerting.
Not too unexpected in a place like this, I suppose.
Yeah, but are they rodents of unusual sizes?
I don't think they exist. So
I was waiting.
gotta do that. Gotta do that.
That close.
Boom.
Roll initiative. No.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you think that they're under the influence of the mist? We could just tell them to go away.
Speak
speak
rat.
rat?
Yeah.
Well, try it.
Go, shoo.
Now you hear it. But Alexa, you've heard a lot of rats.
Yeah,
That does not sound like a rat.
that doesn't sound like a rat.
It sounds more insectoid.
That sounds more insectoid.
Maybe we need some light. Insects don't like fire.
Okay, I'll light my tinderbox and
When you do, you look around and there are several orangey red carapace covered creatures about that big.
Oh.
And Tangent, roll
Like
an Arcana check.
You're talking like intellect devour kind of thing? No? Oh, okay.
Bugs.
Arcana. You said Arcana?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to give you advantage on this.
Okay. I'll take it. 18 and 18.
They're rust monsters.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
good thing we have magic weapons, y'all.
Yeah, rust monsters, yeah.
So they skitter and then they like try to escape. They didn't like the light.
Oh.
Like it looks like they were getting ready to ambush you, but
Oh, good.
Let them go. That's disgusting.
Yeah, they're fun.
I'll take out my torch and light my torch.
Okay. Okay, so southern door or northern door? You avoided a little bit of combat there.
Well,
it would have been easy. They're only CR half.
Still the heebies and the jeebies.
Yeah.
Kind of creepy.
Okay.
It's the feathery tentacles for me. I don't like them.
Man, no, that's gross.
It's how they move, like skitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything that moves too fast like that is unnatural.
At the same time, though, when they pop, it's very satisfying.
Yeah. Southern door or northern door?
Yeah.
I think we pick northern
round going through them. Just.
I say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We keep going north.
Keep going north.
This door is not locked either.
Now we have 2 torches lit.
You have 2 torches lit, so you can see, which is good. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I want.
You can still hold onto my shoulder if it brings you comfort, Alexa.
Okay.
She doesn't, but she does stay close.
I thought she was on your back.
I
anyway.
am going to start this map.
Ooh. Okie dokie.
If you guys want to go ahead and
I'm
join
ready.
it, let me put it on screen.
Oh. That's
that's pretty
interesting.
Gross.
All right.
Everyone's like, pretty. I'm like, ew.
No, it's kind
There
of
we
like
go. Can
it's
you
like
guys see that?
It's like
yeah.
Yep.
It's like
That's fun.
Like a bubble bath with something fungus.
You seem to have found some sort of private greenhouse.
Oh,
lovely.
That it is containing these strange the strange fungal and vegetable, I guess, growth that are emitting an eerie kind of glow. But however, when you go in here, you immediately feel like the mist is thicker in here.
No.
Like the concentration's a little higher in here. Now I'm assuming we're in our normal marching order that we talked about.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys position yourself how you entered the room, basically.
I came in first.
Fleur would be just behind Darius.
I have light now, so I'm a little bit more forward.
I would have been last.
Okay. So maybe here, Tristan? You good with that?
That's fine.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So there's kind of a thicker vibe in here. It's more humid. The plants have grown out of control. They have not been cared for in many, many years. Hold on, I need to adjust my music here because if I hit share sound on the other one, can you hear it now?
There it is.
Yep. Okay. Sorry about that, folks.
That's all right.
All right. So you come in.
Oh, it's much creepier now. Thank you for that.
It's wild in here. What do you guys want to do?
Well, immediately like looking all around with the torchlight, is there anything trying to hide away from the light?
Roll a perception check.
Yeah.
21.
So off to your right, actually off to your left, Fleur, you see something in the vines move a little bit.
I got a
Like down here?
feeling
No,
about this.
more like
Right there.
more like here.
Okay.
I have my pistol out and I am.
Well, as soon as you as soon as you do that, because of the light, things begin to move within the plants. On the corner or at your flanks, you see creatures start to twist and come out of the vine.
Darius.
We
And
can
then
back
but
up.
that's not all. In the center, amongst these ethereal mushrooms, the sod upon which they are planted comes up, taking many of them with them, sticking to its back as a shambling mound.
Oh, no.
Yuck.
Rises up.
Yeah, okay.
So that's where we're gonna call it.
Nice.
Man.
Oh boy.
Wrong room. Wrong room.
No, bring it on, baby. I'm so
Wrong
ready
room.
for combat.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed
All
it.
right.
We certainly did. We'll see you next time. But don't worry, we'll save you a seat by the fire.